On day 1, I spawned as a baby poison scorpion, and my desert home was heavily under attack. Mom, where are you? Scary witches were running through my home, taking down any scorpion they could find.
Keep taking their poison. Agatha needs it. Yes, I do. Kill them all with their poison. We will make this world's deadliest potion and be in control.
What? I ran for my life, searching for my mother. The witches were much stronger than any of us and killed my people with a single hit.
Son, there you are. Agatha found us. All of us are in grave danger. You have to get out of here, now!
A witch then teleported in, separating the two of us. No!
Leave, bozo, now!
On day 2, I escaped from my scorpion home with another survivor. No, our people are in danger.
All we can do is run and hope those witches never find us.
What? We can't just... But I was quickly interrupted by,
Run!
The two of us ran through the desert floor, searching for cover. But unfortunately...
Score! I found myself a real treat here.
Yeah, me too.
Huh? I turned around to see another bird flying straight towards me. Oh no! Thankfully though, I was able to sting him with my poison.
Ow!
Whoa! I have poison abilities. But both of the birds were now angry and turned towards me. Oh no! Ah! Both of them were chasing after me overhead.
I'm gonna eat ya.
Stay away from me! Finally, though, I was able to stumble across an abandoned building. With nowhere left to go, I made it inside just in time.
Nowhere to run now.
Great. Now what am I supposed to do? I turned around and saw a mysterious-looking artifact. It was completely abandoned and left behind here. What is this? Confused, I grabbed it, which caused my body to grow. I now had 10 hearts, felt way stronger, and my stinger was sharper. Whoa, this artifact must be special. I better hold on to it.
Leave me alone.
What was that? I walked outside, only to see a sad little lizard being harmed by the birds. Hey, leave him alone! I charged in with a newly found confidence. Because of my new upgrade, I now was able to shoot poison attacks at my enemies. Take this!
Ah, what the? He can shoot poison, dude.
What?
Yeah! Can't fly away from this now, can you? The birds tried their best to hit me, but couldn't handle the poison.
Well, back to the nest. We're gonna need backup.
That was a close one. Thanks for the save.
Don't mention it. But suddenly, I began to float up. Whoa! A magical golden aura surrounded me and quickly dropped me back down to the ground. Whoa! What was that?
Whoa, you found one of the desert's lost relics?
Do you mean that shiny artifact thing? What is it?
Why tell you when I can show you? Come with me.
On day 4, I followed the lizard until making it to the outside of a strange desert temple.
After you.
I led the charge and entered first. But as I did, one of its caskets burst open, revealing a mummy.
You are trespassing within the relic temple and must die as punishment.
What? The mummy charged forward and began to hit me violently. I tried to shoot my poison arrows at him, but he wasn't affected. He shot out violent spews of sand at me, and one hit me in the face. Ah, gross! Yuck! This caused me to drop the lost relic onto the ground.
Oh, you have a lost relic? Why didn't you say so?
Because you wouldn't let me. What does this relic even do?
There are 6 total relics out somewhere in the world. And the one who returns all of them back within this temple will be granted passageway to the Valley of Legends. There lies a power so great it can take down any foe.
With that, the mummy vanished. Any foe? I placed the first relic down, which added golden accents throughout throughout the main chamber. Whoa, so if I find all of these relics, I can take that power for myself and take those witches down.
Agatha is very powerful. She destroyed my home with her magic as well. Taking her down won't be easy, but I want to help you try.
On day 5, the lizard and I formed a team. Knowing I would come back to this temple often, I decided to build myself a safe place to stay next to it. I wanted to theme it around a scorpion, so I even added a stinger to really scare away any trespassers. Looking sharp, I looked out and saw the little lizard had made himself a nice lush home as well.
My name is Connor, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Connor. But just then, a reckless player ran in between the two of us. Ah, hey!
Oh, I can't believe I found some sick golden loot.
Loot? Could he have found another relic? I need that. I was closing in on him, but when he was just about to run inside of his home, a poisonous potion was thrown from above, killing him in one hit. Oh no! I quickly took cover as a couple of witches walked out.
The scorpion's poison is working. Our potions are becoming stronger. Yes, they are. We must hurry, though, and collect resources for the big potion before Agatha gets angry.
The two left in a hurry. Big potion? That doesn't sound too good. I walked out, and amongst the players' loot was another desert relic. Yes! On day 6, I was about to pick it up, but I was knocked aside by a golem?
A desert relic? Maybe this can solve my problems.
Oh, no, you don't. That's mine. I ran in to sting the golem, but he quickly smashed down onto me. Ah!
You will regret that.
My vision quickly blurred. Oh, where am I? I looked around and was now in the middle of a western town. All around me were different western villagers who all seemed to be aiming at me. Fire! Wah! All of the villagers began to fire at me with the intent to kill. Stop it!
Kill that disgusting insect so we can be better prepared!
Prepared? For what? I was running throughout the town, trying my best to take cover. It wasn't long, though, until I arrived at the edge of it, where the relic was being held over an empty lake? What are they trying to do with it? A few of the villagers were rushing in to try and defeat me. Stop! I don't want to fight!
Oh, you don't? Our golem said you attacked him!
Yeah, because he stole that relic from me. Why do you need it anyways? Just then, a loud laugh echoed through the sky.
Hurry! Hide!
On day 7, we hid underneath the houses, just as a group of scary creepers ran inside of the town.
Those creepers are evil! Every now and then, they come here and kill anything they can find! Usually, us and our golem would be strong enough to take them down. But recently, our town ran out of water! We don't know why, but we were hoping the power of the relic could help!
Huh, if I bring water back to your town, do you think I can have the relic back?
Of course! But please, hurry!
With that, I narrowly escaped and saw that the lake was connected to a dried out river. I better follow it. I did, until reaching a large dam made up of trash. This is the reason the water stopped flowing to the town. Aha! I just have to take this down. I began to mine away at the dam. But as I was, a group of rat bandits surrounded me.
You dare touch our trash? Boys, drop him. 2
of the rats shot below my feet, causing me to fall deep within the trash. On day 8, I was deep inside of the trash dam. Oh, gross. Inside of it was an entire little rat town. Oh, great. I guess I have to fight my way out of this. I shot my poison at one of the rats. Take this.
Ouchie! Ouchie! Ah! What's the matter with you, huh?
What's your deal, man? Can't you solve your conflicts with words?
Wait, you guys aren't trying to kill me?
No, we're trying to solve a little issue here as mature adults.
Right. I'm sorry for trying to destroy your home. It's doing some serious damage downstream.
Oh, yeah. We moved here recently after we were forced out.
Huh? I followed the boss rat until making it to the edge of a vile, deadly swamp. Within it were loads of witches everywhere. And Agatha.
Keep gathering the ingredients.
Naturally, we are swamp rats. But no one can live here anymore. Not unless they want to be tested on or killed by them.
Sorry to hear that. How about I give you a new place to live? Someplace safer. The rats like the sound of that. So we all went to work, tearing down their large dam. Yes! With that, I headed back to the western town to see that their lake and the river had been restored.
Yes! Water! Everyone drink up! Get the H2O energy!
I felt happy for helping others and knew it was time to take my prize. On days 9 to 10, I went up and collected the desert relic. As I did, a newfound power filled within me. I grew in size and now had 15 hearts. Whoa! I was also able to now spew out large blasts of deadly poison. Awesome! Suddenly, a large explosion went off at the entrance of the town. The western creepers from before were back and had finally caught the villagers not in hiding.
Looks like there are still people here. And there's water. Take them down, boys.
All of the western creepers listened to their leader and began to charge the town and blow up everything they could. The villagers looked replenished though and put up a fight against them. I could tell though, they definitely needed the help. Hey!
A scorpion. You standing up for these people? Don't you know this town ain't big enough for the both of us?
Dude, what are you even talking about? Let's just end this. The main creeper charged forward and began to blast at me with heavy explosions. But with my newly found powers, I blasted at him with my poison, which defeated him.
The boss is down! Run!
All the other creepers from there left, and I saw that their boss had dropped a treasure map. I bet this is worth holding on to.
You saved us! Thank you so much!
Yeah, don't mention it. On days 11 to 12, I returned back to the Relic Temple and found the swamp rats there waiting for me.
Yeah, this place looks a little too clean, don't it, boys?
Yeah, and it'll stay that way. I built up the rats their own little trash can home where they can keep all of their junk inside of. And done.
Thank you so much. I see you're trying to find the Valley of Legends. How brave.
Brave?
Yeah, no one in their right minds would dare go there. I heard it's being guarded, watched by something fierce. Anyways, I bet you'll be fine.
Yeah. I went inside of the temple to place down the second relic. And as I did, the entire room was transformed, now being accented with redstone. I'm one step closer. But just then,
Bozo!
I ran out, only to find Connor freaking out.
Look, we're being watched.
I looked over as a black cat jumped down from the nearby tree.
A free poison scorpion. Agatha will be pleased to hear this.
Wait, no! I chased after the cat, knowing if it reached Agatha, I was done for. Thankfully, though, I was able to corner it. Oh, no, you don't. I brought it back to my base and built up a prison to keep it inside of.
I will get out of here, and when I do, it's all over for you.
Dude, can't you see what Agatha's doing is wrong?
No, but in time, you'll see that all your efforts are for nothing.
Yeah, well, you're the one in the cage. I gotta find those other relics before Agatha does whatever she's planning. I pulled out the treasure map from the creepers and started heading that way. On days 13 to 14, I followed the map's coordinates until making it to a coastal biome. Man, it feels like a paradise here. Okay, so the treasure should just be right under my feet? Let's dig. I tried to mine the block under me, but as I did, the ground itself began to lift. Wah! Ah! In front of me emerged a large beach turtle.
Huh, did you just try to mine me?
Sort of? I was told there was a treasure here.
Treasure? Nope, no treasure, just me.
Great. I guess a desert relic isn't here then.
Oh, you're looking for a desert relic. I know where one of those are.
You do?
Yep, I can show you. But first, you have to do something for me.
Okay, and what's that?
My back has been super itchy. Scratch it for me, and I'll take you there.
In a burst of speed, the turtle slammed down onto the ground in front of me and caused me to launch up in the air. Ah! Ah! Wait a minute. Am I on your back? All you want me to do is scratch it for you? Okay. I made it to the center tree and was about to scratch it when a couple of slimes jumped out. Gross! I think I know why your back's been so itchy. The slimes charged in, seeing me as a threat to their new home. I was killing them left and right though, because my poison was super effective against them. Take this!
Ouch! What are you doing back there?
Sorry. I then saw all the slimes were coming from a source slime pile. I gotta take that down. I ran over, and with that, I was able to sting the last one and take it down. From there, I went over and itched the turtle's back.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Woohoo!
Whoa! Ah!
I feel so much better. Now come on, I'll take you to that relic.
On days 17 to 18, I followed the turtle until arriving at a mysterious ravine. Deep within it, I saw an ominous entrance that stuck out like a sore thumb.
One of the desert relics is in there.
Sweet. I walked within, and sure enough, there it was. Woohoo! I grabbed it excitingly, but as I did, I was pulled into a strange vision. Wait a minute. After a second look, I saw that I was within the Valley of Legends. Sick! I mysteriously walked forward, and in front of me was the powerful looking Poison Oasis. Whoa! Is this what'll grant me unlimited power? The poison in this must be intense. Just then, an intimidating shadow flew overhead. What the? I turned around, only to see the eyes of a deadly beast. Whoa! Whoa! As I came out of the vision, I realized that the relic had empowered me. I now had 20 hearts and grew even stronger. Okay, the rat boss wasn't kidding. Whatever's guarding that valley is no joke, but I'll do whatever it takes to save my people.
So, you're trying to stop Agatha.
Yep.
She is the overworld's strongest sorceress. She will have a lot of tricks up her sleeve.
Well, she separated me from my mom, and she's harming the desert.
Someone willing to stand up for our home? I respect that. I shall join you on your quest.
On days 19 to 21, I made it back to base with my new ally. I went to work and made him a home right next to the river to enjoy the view.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. From there, I went inside of the temple and placed the third relic down, which caused it to transform again. Whoa, it's starting to look really great in here. I walked outside and was astonished to see another scorpion? My family!
Yep, I found him just wandering around.
Finally, another one of my people. I've been searching everywhere for you.
Do you know where the rest of us are?
Actually, yes, I do. Come follow me.
The scorpion walked off in a hurry. I followed after him until reaching the entrance of a poisonous cave. Whoa! Once inside, I found a group of other poison scorpions, but they were all in a cage? What the?
No, don't trust it.
What? I turned around to see that the scorpion I was with was secretly a witch.
The potion wore off just in time, and you fell right into my trap.
On days 22 to 26, the witch charged in towards me. Normally, I would be stronger, but her potions were at a whole different level. One splash potion of harming brought me down to half of my health. I gotta be careful. I knew I couldn't let my people down, so my anger boiled up within me. Take this! I splashed into her with my new venomous claws, with a hit more powerful than I have ever done before.
Agatha is preparing a potion like you've never seen before, and all will fall.
scary. With that, I freed my people. But where's my mom?
Agatha has her directly, along with a lot more of us.
No, she's gonna pay.
Not sure what your game plan is, but I know there's a poison shrine within the nearest mesa. Us scorpions used to visit it all the time. Maybe that can help you somehow?
Huh, it's worth a look. Thanks. I sent the scorpions back to my base while heading for the nearest mesa. Is there a poison shrine around here anywhere? Anyone?
Are you talking about that super scary and ominous poisonous looking entrance?
Yep, that sounds about right.
Well, it's just over there.
I followed the llama's directions, and sure enough, there it was. Sweet. Maybe this shrine will have something I need. On days 27 to 29, I entered inside of the shrine's main chamber, and there waiting was a large poison-infused bear.
I am this temple's keeper, and I can sense the poison within you.
Yep, I'm on the hunt for the desert relics. Would you happen to know where they are? Just then, a platform dropped down to show one of the relics was within the shrine. But after a second look, I noticed that it was locked.
Within this shrine lies a key to unlocking the relic, but it is nearly impossible to catch.
I'm sorry, did you just say catch a key? As I said this, some loose gravel fell behind me. I turned around to see the key that the bear was talking about was alive? Later, loser! You'll never catch me! Hey! With that, I ran through the hallways, following where the key ran off to. I was now in a room with multiple hallways to choose from. Great! Here, key! Come out and play! No! Ah! There you are! Get back here! On days 30 to 32, I was chasing after the annoying key, but it was very fast. Lay off, bud! You'll never get your hands on me! Stop making this so difficult! I chased him until reaching a chamber filled with parkour. The key knew this place inside and out and was already halfway across the platforms. I have to outsmart him somehow, but how? I looked to the left and saw a room full of different loot. Okay, there has to be something in here I could use. Within one of the chests was an ancient ice staff. Whoa, let's test this bad boy out. Using it, I was able to make an ice bridge straight across the parkour. What the heck, dude? That's cheating! Yeah, well, I don't really care. The key and I both made our way inside of the shrine's library, and as soon as I had a clear shot on him, I blasted him with the ice staff. Aha! Take that! No! Impossible! You suck! I believe you suck. You're the one that got caught. Now, come with me. On days 33 to 35, I made it back to the poison bear and gave him the key. I hate you!
Yep, this is the right key, all right. Go ahead, use it to open the relic.
I listened to the bear, and with the key, the lock vanished. Yes! Because of this, I grabbed the desert relic, which caused me to grow stronger once again. I now had 25 hearts, grew larger in size, and felt way more powerful. Whoa, this feeling will never get old. Oh, and I can keep this staff, right?
Yep, sure, I guess so.
Awesome! I was about to walk out when the shrine's ceiling burst open, revealing Agatha. Oh no!
Another ingredient.
Leave this place now!
But Agatha didn't listen and summoned a crazy amount of power that in one blast killed the bear. No! She collected his poisonous essence and floated over the shrine.
Our largest poison potion is almost complete. Everyone will fall, and I will be superior.
No, you won't! I was blinded by my anger and shot poison right at her.
Ah, wait. A larger poison scorpion? You are just what I need.
Agatha blasted straight towards me, easily bringing me down to 1 heart. Ah! Knowing I had no other choice, I used my new ice staff to form an ice wall between us. With this, I was able to get away just in time. On days 36 to 39, I made it back to base and saw that my scorpion people made it safely too. Thank goodness you guys are all safe. Oh, yeah! Thank goodness! Ah! I jumped back frightened. Wait, you're here too? You little hitchhiker. What? Come on, man. Did you expect me just to stay there with the dead bear? All right, good point. You can stay. With that, I built up the other scorpions their very own stinger homes as well, and even added a little key-shaped home for the obnoxious key. I then went up and placed down the 4th relic, causing a ton of emerald blocks to cover the room as well. Sweet. Only 2 more to go. But how do I find them?
Well, you could just use the scarab compass.
Huh?
You know, the scarab compass connected to each of the desert relics. It's a pity you don't know where it is, though.
Let me guess. You do. All right, what do you want?
My freedom, of course. If I bring you to the compass, you let me go.
You can't be serious. We can't just let him walk. How do we even know he's telling the truth?
Connor, I think it's worth the risk. On days 40 to 44, I went with the cat as he led me to a creepy sand forest. So, the compass is here?
And by the way, the name is Whiskers.
Ah, Suiting. Nice to finally meet you.
Shh, look.
We looked out to see an old ruined tower in the forest that was covered in flying bugs. Whoa, they're huge.
Why do you think no one's ever found the desert's lost relics so easily?
Good point. So, what's the plan?
You cause a distraction, and I grab the goods.
Okay, I'm trusting you. I ran to the other side of the tower and cut down one of the trees with my claws. This caused a loud noise that attracted all of the bugs' attention. Yes! Uh-oh. Ah! Stay back! Stay back! You almost got it! I looked up and saw Whiskers at the top of the tower.
Almost, and got it!
Nice! But then, one of the bugs was quickly approaching behind him. Watch out! Whiskers was then thrown off of the tower. No! Whiskers was about to slam into the ground when he landed completely unharmed. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Cats don't take fall damage. But then, all of the bugs descended on him because he had the compass. Hey, stay away! Ah! Because I was hit, I unleashed a new toxic pulse attack, taking them all down. Yes!
Why? Why would you save me? None of the witches would ever do that.
Well, maybe it's because the witches are pure evil. And maybe you don't have to be. He tossed over the compass to me.
Here, take it.
Thanks. All right, you're free to go.
Huh, right.
I hope that was the right decision. I then heard a weird grumbling noise coming from a crack in the tower. I went over and saw a tiny wormling on the ground. Aw, are you okay, little guy?
No, I'm so small and adorable. I don't belong in a place like this, and I'm so hungry.
Okay, you can come with me. Come on, let's go grab you some food. On days 48 to 52, I was crawling across the desert with my new wormling friend. After following the compass for a while, I finally reached the next relic's location. I looked up to see a beautiful cliffside, and there was a pedestal for the relic. But wait, it's gone? What? Where could it be?
I don't know, but I'm starving.
Right. I'll grab you something. There. I went over to the shoreline and grabbed him a melon. Here you go. The wormling just quickly grabbed it and began to devour it as fast as he could. Whoa. As he was, the compass started acting up again. I looked over the water and saw a castle on a distant island. It must be there.
Food. Food. Rah!
What the? I spun around to see that the wormling had turned into a bug much bigger than the rest of them. Whoa! It flew in and hit me back, causing me to drop the compass. Ah! What happened to you? You were so cute! The bug then ate the compass and started to fly away towards the island. No, get back here! That's mine! On days 53 to 56, I swam over to the island and watched as the bug flew up high. No! Where are you going? Then I overheard two posh players talking on the deck.
Oh my! Did you see that relic they brought in today? Oh, yes. Simply marvelous. It'll be such a great addition to the museum.
Excuse me, did you say?
A scorpion! Kill it!
Both of the players started freaking out and tried to step on me. Ah! Hey! I quickly darted away and into the castle. Well, I guess that's one way to get in. As I said this, I could hear destruction and screaming coming from higher up in the castle. Oh no. I crawled all the way to the top chamber, only to see that here, the bug had broken everything and was wreaking havoc on the players.
Ah, no! It destroyed my Fortune 3 pickaxe! Not my favorite painting!
There in the magnificent display across the room was the 5th desert relic. Bingo! I started to run towards it, but one of the players was panicking and started slashing at me with his sword.
I'm too rich to die!
Dude, I get it! You're rich! Knock it off! I stung him with my poison, sending him crying away. But because I did this, the bug noticed me and flew in to attack. Oh, come on! The massive bug hit me back, and I was now super low on hearts. On days 57 to 59, the large bug was hovering above me. He's going to kill me. No! But before he could charge in again, I saw Whiskers. He leapt down and started slashing into the flying bug. Whoa! I joined him in his attacks. And with our strength combined, we were able to take the big bug down. Aw, man. Why did it have to turn evil? Why? In the midst of the destruction, I saw that it dropped the compass. I'll be taking that back. Hey, you came back.
Yeah, I thought about what you said, and you were right. I'm joining your side.
Sweet! I went over and collected the desert relic. Because of this, I began to upgrade again. I now had 30 hearts, grew even larger, and gained the ability to shoot out toxic spikes. Sweet! We should probably get out of here.
Yeah, you think?
Once we safely made it far away from the island, Whiskers and I were passing by the Vile Swamp when we saw Agatha and her witches around a large cauldron.
Yes, all the ingredients are there. The countdown begins. We must find the perfect place to drop my potion. Go out, my witches, and search.
Oh no, we have to find that final relic, and fast. On days 60 to 63, I made it back to base with my new friend Whiskers. I got to work and built him up his own fancy cat house with a ball of yarn to go with it.
This looks awful. I love it.
From there, I went inside of the temple and placed down the 5th relic. As I did, the room upgraded once again, but now in front of me was a map, and it was locked. I'm guessing if I bring the final relic here, that map will take me right to the Valley of Legends.
Wow, look at all the progress you've made, Fozo. You're making all of us so proud. Agatha is going down.
I hope so. I better find that final relic soon. If not, her potion will be done before I even get the chance to stop her. With that, I pulled out the scarab compass again and followed its tracks. But to my surprise, where it pointed me to was my old scorpion home, the one I spawned in all of those days ago. The final relic is here? But where? On days 64 to 68, I searched around throughout the destruction, trying to find the relic. The compass was going crazy, and no matter where I looked, I couldn't seem to find it. It's just pointing in all different directions. It's almost like I'm on top of it. Just then, I heard a loud Huh? I turned around to see the same two birds who chased after me when I first spawned.
Well, look who we have here. That tiny baby scorpion who escaped our grasps.
Yeah, it's time you learned your lesson, and it's time you die!
Hi-ya!
What he meant to say is, it's time to make amends. Please don't hurt me!
I won't hurt you if you help me. There's supposed to be a desert relic here, but I can't seem to find it anywhere.
Oh? Have you checked the spider cave?
Spider cave?
I can show you, as long as you don't kill me.
I followed the bird until reaching a cave entrance near our home that led deep underneath it. But it was blocked off by a doorway and a hopper.
I've killed, messed with a lot of spiders back in my day, and they all came from here.
He threw a web into it, which made the entrance open. All right, you can live, but I better never see you again, all right?
You got it! Thanks for not killing me!
Let's see if the final relic is here. On days 69 to 73, I traveled through the long and scary caverns. It was full of ominous whispers and spiders. Okay, stay calm. I'm a scorpion. I got this. Once in the main room, my compass started to go crazy again. But in front of me was just a large tunnel of darkness.
Why have you come here?
Hi to you too. I'm here for the final desert relic.
It remains safe here, deep below the surface, and it shall remain that way.
No, you don't understand. Without it, all creatures will fall to Agatha's magic.
Agatha.
Just then, a large figure walked out of the shadows, revealing herself to be a giant brood mother. You are scary.
Agatha is powerful, very dangerous. If you wish to obtain the final relic, you must prove your strength and determination.
She slammed onto the floor, causing the two of us to fall deep below. I fell down into a web-like cavern, shaped as an arena. Poisonous spiders were around me, and in front of me was the brood mother, ready for a fight. On days 74 to 77, the brood mother slammed onto the ground again, sending out quakes that were very lethal. I tried my best to move around the arena and used all the poison abilities I'd gained along the way.
If you cannot prove your worth, then you will die in the process.
She was the protector of this final relic, and I could tell how much she cared about it by her determination. Knowing this, I knew I had to outsmart her. I have an idea. I pulled out my ice staff from before and was able to make a bunch of ice platforms leading up above her. Then I used them to jump up and on top of the brood mother and slammed down onto her with my strongest poisonous attack. This alone pushed her back and stunned her. Aha! Take that!
Yes, I sense it. You have what it takes. You have the strength. Here, take the final relic.
With that, the final relic was bestowed upon me. I collected it and upgraded one final time. I now had 35 hearts and felt a power within me I had never felt before. Yes, I did it! On days 78 to 80, I made my way back home and quickly placed the final relic down. Because of this, the temple transformed one last time, and the map was magically unlocked. Yes, I picked it up and saw exactly where the Valley of Legends was.
You did it! Oh, but please be safe. The Valley of Legends is more dangerous than anything else you faced.
I will, Connor. I promise. With that, I left home. It took days, but eventually, I was able to make it to the entrance of the valley. This place, it's beautiful. I had a strong sense coming from the other end, and I knew that's where the poison oasis is. Okay, here goes nothing. I explored within the valley, knowing the danger that lied ahead. Every step I took was a cautious one, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter, cause oh no! I made a run for it, but was quickly slashed to the side. Ah! There in front of me was the largest deadliest poison hawk I had ever seen.
Finally, someone new has entered my valley. You wish to use my oasis, but you won't. I won't let you.
The hawk flew in to attack again, but I dodged just in time. Ah! I gotta get to that oasis now. I ran for my life while deadly blasts of poison were shooting down all around me. Ah!
There is no escape. You're in my terrain now.
I ducked under some trees for cover. They weren't joking. This hawk is no joke. I kept pushing on though, and fortunately was able to see the poison oasis in front of me. I'm almost there. I was about to make it, but the hawk landed on me. Ah! No, stop, please. I only had one heart and nowhere left to go.
Stop. Never! This terrain is mine, and I will share it with no one!
With that, the hawk began to lift me into the sky. No! The ground was getting further and further away, and I was now directly over the poison oasis.
Especially not an insect like you!
Well, this insect is about to prove you wrong.
What?
I used my poison stinger on him, causing him to drop me. Whoa! I fell right into the poison oasis. And because of this, I felt so much more powerful. I now had poison hearts and felt like I could take anything down. The hawk flew at me again, but with one hit with my stinger, I took him down. Whoa, I did it. I really did it. Now it's time to take down Agatha. On days 86 to 90, I was journeying back to my home when I came across Agatha and the witches in the swamp. They had brought out all of their prisoners, like my people and my mom. They all looked so weak from all the poison the witches took from them. That's when one of the witches came running up.
Grand Sorceress Agatha, we have found a place for you to spread your poison. Well, where is it? A western town in the Mesa. They have a lake with water that runs for miles. The perfect place to show our power. Yes!
With a snap of her fingers, the large cauldron began to walk.
Fly, my witches, fly! Leave those scorpions behind. Let them starve in their cages.
Agatha then led her army of witches in the direction of the Mesa. Mom! I ran up to my mother's cage, finally reuniting with her.
Fozo, dear? Is that really you? I never thought I'd see my baby boy again.
It's me, Mom. I'm here. I'm gonna get you all home safe. Then, Agatha is gonna pay for what she did to you. On days 91 to 94, I safely brought my mother and the rest of the people back to my base.
Yes, Fozo! You found them! Oh, thank goodness!
Great work, Fozo! But what are we gonna do now?
Agatha, did she?
Yeah, her and the witches are already heading out to the Mesa village. If they get there, they're gonna infect it. But I'm gonna stop them.
I'm sorry. You made it sound like you're going in alone? No way. I may not have a fancy poison stinger, but you are not doing this alone.
That's right. We are with you!
All right, if you guys all insist.
Yeah!
Oh, my dearest Fozo, look at you. I'm so proud of the leader you have become.
Thanks, Mom. All right, everyone, let's finish this. On days 95 to 99, my scorpion people and I marched into the village to see that the army of witches were terrorizing everyone there.
No, not the water! We just got it back!
There, floating above the lake, was none other than Agatha herself. Hey, Agatha! Did you miss me?
You! Everyone, kill them!
one of the witches ran up and threw a poison potion at me. Wait, seriously? Did you think that would hurt? Charge! The other poison scorpions rushed into the village to defend its residents. The witches learned to use their harming potions, but my people were starting to overwhelm them. Yes! I ran through, taking down a few witches as I headed straight for Agatha. It's over, Agatha!
You really think that is so?
Suddenly, the large cauldron started to walk towards the edge of the lake. No! With all of my people occupied with the witches, it was now only up to me to stop Agatha. On day 100, Agatha floated up above as I ran after the cauldron. Don't do this! You won't just hurt the desert, but the entire world!
This world never did anything for me, and now it will fear me!
Agatha unleashed attacks down on me as I tried to reach the cauldron. I can't let it reach the water. I used my claws to pull back the cauldron from the lake. But then Agatha's attacks hit me head on. Ah!
Now, jump into the water, my pretty, and in fact, the world!
The cauldron listened to her command and made a run for the water. No! She tried to stop me with her blasts, but I fired off my poison, stunning her to the ground. With this opening, I unleashed a powerful, venomous eruption that stopped the cauldron in its tracks. Yes.
No!
Agatha and I continued to fight as her anger only made her stronger. But I was angry too. Take this! This is what you get for hurting my people! She blasted me again, but I ran through it and was finally able to sting her with my empowered stinger.
No!
With that, I took her down for good, and the entire world could finally live in peace. On day 1, I spawned in as a baby poison snake. I had 5 hearts and was in a desert.
Bozo, over here!
I looked over and saw Tara, my sister. She was the leader of the snakes. Everyone looked up to her, including me. Wow, Tara, I want to be strong and brave, just like you.
You will, little brother, and someday you're gonna lead all the snakes into prosperity.
Suddenly, a large, scary owl flew over the hill. The snakes started to all panic. Who is this guy?
It's Orion. He's trying to capture us snakes. Quickly, Bozo, you need to run.
I finally found you. You're coming with me.
I don't think so. Since I'm a poisonous snake, this owl should be nothing to me. Suddenly, he swooped down and knocked me against the wall. Ow!
You weakling.
I was low on health, and he was about to kill me. But Tara got in our way, and the owl grabbed her instead.
Bozo, run away, now!
Tara! No! I have to get her back.
My army, get the other snakes.
Suddenly, I heard screams and looked over to see the other snakes were being chased by a whole flock of birds. From the looks of things, they were all headed to a nearby forest, and I knew that I had to follow them if I wanted answers on how to save my sister. On day 2, all of us were still running away.
All right, guys, time to go find another home.
Wait, what? We're just gonna leave? That owl took my sister, your leader. Aren't we gonna get her back?
Orion is too strong to fight. That owl takes snakes all the time and brings them back to his nest.
His nest? Why? Suddenly, we could hear the sound of birds and knew that they were nearby. The snakes all scattered, and I needed to leave too. I ran as fast as I could and ended up in a snow biome. Oh no. With all of this snow, the birds are easily gonna spot me. I could hear one of them getting close. I needed to hide. I looked around and found a small crevice to fit into.
I know I saw a snake around here somewhere.
Oh no. I need to make this hole bigger. While the bird was searching the nearby trees, I quickly was able to break down a couple of logs and craft myself a wooden pickaxe. With that, I was able to mine the crevice to better hide myself.
I guess I must be seeing things. This area is clear.
That was close. If I was gonna save Tara, I needed to better equip myself. With the stone I just mined, I was able to make myself some stone tools. Nice! But I celebrated too fast because it was getting cold. I was starting to lose hearts. I knew that I needed to leave the cold fast and find Orion. On day 3, I arrived at a jungle and noticed my hearts were coming back. A nice warm swarm area. I searched around until I ran into a group of boars.
Look, boys, guess we're gonna be having snake for lunch.
Stay back. As a snake, I had the ability to splash poison on my enemies. I tried on the boar, but it wasn't strong enough to damage them.
Stupid snake, your poison's not gonna work on us.
The boar then all began to surround me. Oh no, I'm done for. Suddenly, a frog came in and jumped in between us.
So you want to eat something? Why don't you try and eat me?
Ah, it's Zeke! Run for it!
Hey, thanks for rescuing me. Why didn't the boar want to eat you?
Easy. I'm poisonous, just like you. I'm just a little more lethal.
Well, thanks for the save. I'm Fozo.
My name is Zeke. Come with me. We have a lot to discuss. Welcome to my humble home. It's not much, but make yourself comfortable.
I told Zeke about my situation, and he knew all too well about Orion.
Orion is on a mission to get rid of all the poisonous animals in Minecraft. He won't stop until no one's left. The only way to stop him is to collect the poisonous upgrades and become the most poisonous creature ever to be seen.
If getting these upgrades brings me closer to saving my sister, then that's what I'll do. Where do I start?
Start by building a home. The journey ahead is a dangerous one.
I quickly gathered materials around the cave and built a small little snake home right next to Zeke's house.
Good. There's not much time if you want to save your sister. Take this. It should lead you to the first poisonous upgrade.
Thanks, Zeke. I grabbed the map and immediately left the cave. On day 5, I followed the map to the first poisonous upgrade, slithering as fast as I could. The sooner I get these, the sooner I find my sister. I passed through the plains and was suddenly confronted by a fox with a chef's hat?
Well, it looks like I found a poisonous snake. Orion will definitely want you.
I can't get captured now. I tried hitting the fox with my stone sword.
Ha! Your little toothpick won't harm me.
The fox then swiped at me with his spatula, and I took a lot of damage. Ow! I'm too little to fight this guy. I tried to dodge the fox's attacks, but he was too fast and was overwhelming me. Ah! I needed to get out of here, but how? I then saw a small hole and had an idea. I quickly evaded the fox by going inside of it. He looked around for any side of me, but eventually got frustrated and left the area. Ha! I guess being a snake has its benefits. From there, I realized I was in a smaller cave. I looked down the tunnel and can see the other end illuminating a green essence. Can this be where the first poison upgrade is? I kept journeying through the cave until I noticed some iron inside. I used my stone pickaxe to mine the material and had enough to upgrade into iron tools. I kept going further in until I met a large lizard.
What brings you to the cave of poison?
I told the lizard that I was there to receive the first upgrade. The lizard led me to the edge of a spring, and I looked over to see that it was full of poison. Wow, that's a lot of... As I hit the poison, I could see my heart's increasing. What's happening to me? A strange sensation took place, and I can feel my body beginning to transform. I grew in size and was now an adult poison snake. I now had a total of 15 hearts and had a cool poison splash ability. Sweet!
There are 5 keepers to the poison. Only the right person is allowed to partake in these upgrades, and it looks like you're the one.
You know, you could have at least told me that before you pushed me off.
To gather the second one, you need to speak to Nyx, the scorpion in the desert. Be careful, these upgrades will be getting much harder each time.
On day 7, I was making my way to the desert when I saw a platypus near a pond.
Leave me alone! What did platypuses ever do to you?
Yeah, shut up. You're gonna be my next meal.
Leave him alone! I approached the crocodile and was ready to defend the platypus. He tried to attack me, but I dodged. I used my new poison splash on him, causing him to panic.
Ah, poison! You dirty snake! You got lucky this time, platypus. I'll be back.
The poison was too strong for the crocodile, and he fled through the pond. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, the name's Phil. You aren't gonna, bite me and kill me, are you? Because I'm warning you, bud. I'll put up a fight.
What? No. I urged him to come back to base. It wasn't safe for him here. He agreed. The two of us made it there, and I quickly built him a small home with the resources that I had left over. Looking around, I realized that this place could become a safe haven for other poisonous creatures. But first, we needed a food source. course. I quickly went out and lured some chickens into the base, building a pen around them and using their eggs as food.
Thanks for letting me stay here. You know, us platypuses are pretty knowledgeable when it comes to biomes and animals. I heard you were looking for a scorpion.
Do you know where they live?
Personally, I have no idea, bro. But maybe someone at my village did. Be careful, though. It's been overrun by the birds. Why do you think I was in trouble earlier on?
If you get caught, Fozo, there's no surviving that. I'll come with you for backup.
Good idea, Zeke. Let's head out. Once we got closer to the swamp, I could hear that birds were flying over the area. We went under a tree to hide from them. There were too many to deal with, and I didn't want Zeke to get hurt. The swamp was completely destroyed, and there were no other platypus in sight. Just as Phil said, we tried our best to avoid the birds from spotting us, going from tree to tree and making sure to be as quiet as possible. Eventually, we spotted a small wooden house and went inside of it. Zeke and I looked around the place until I spotted a journal on the bed. This could be useful. I picked it up and brought it over to Zeke.
What does it say?
Before I could read it, a few birds swooped in on us. So much for being quiet. One flew down and tried to scratch me with his claws, and I used my poison shot to counter his attack. The bird was stunned, and I used it again to defeat him. The others saw this and flew off. Now that they're gone, let's see what this journal has to say. We read it and found a section that told us where in the desert we can find Nyx. Time to go meet this scorpion. On days 9 to 10, Zeke and I made it to the desert and began our search for Nyx the scorpion.
Man, this heat is killing me.
Zeke was right. We needed to find cover soon. Hey, what's that? We both looked on the ground and saw a shadow that was flying closer and closer to us. It was too late when I finally saw who it was. Orion landed right in front of us.
So, it's true. My flock has reported you causing them some trouble. And from the looks of things, you've grown since the last time we've met.
And I will keep getting stronger until I save my sister.
Your sister's future is set in stone, young one. And soon enough, you will be right next to her to join her fate.
No! Orion charged at me, but I jumped out of the way, dodging his attack. Take this! I shot my poison at him, but he was able to dodge all of them until one managed to hit.
Ah! Blasted snake! Once I'm done with my mission, no poison will affect me, and you will be done for!
Orion flew up into the sky and left the area. What did he mean by that?
There has to be more to his hatred for poison animals. And in due time, we will find the truth. But for now, we must get out of this heat, Fozo.
You're right. I noticed that I was slowly starting to lose hearts. Come on, Zeke. We need to find shelter. Now! We ran across the desert looking for any way to avoid the sun. Eventually, we found a large cave entrance. What is this?
The entrance to the scorpion! Quick, get inside!
We walked inside, only to find the tunnel completely blocked off. Great, now what?
You know, what you did back there against Orion was pretty brave. If only I could. As a frog, I'd never do any moves like that.
What are you talking about, Zeke?
Well, I'm not as useful as most. In the past, Orion sent his birds to attack my family and the other frogs. It was the beginning of his so-called mission. I tried to protect my family, to do everything that I could, but I was too weak to do anything. My wife and son died in front of me. Like I said before, the only way that I'm useful is when I'm eaten. For so long, I wanted to be the one to stop Orion, but now I know you must be the one to do it.
Wow, I'm sorry that happened to you.
I know what it's like to lose family to those birds. I won't let the same thing happen to you. I promise that I'll do everything in my power to get your sister back.
Thanks, Zeke. Now, come on. Let's find a way through this tunnel. We both scanned around until I saw a crack near the entrance. Suddenly, I had an idea. I slithered my way in and managed to get inside. Yes! I quickly went to the other side and opened the entrance to let Zeke in. Now, let's go find that scorpion. On days 13 to 14, we journeyed further into the cave and began looking for Nyx.
It sure is dark in here.
Yeah. If we're on the right track, we can end up... Wow! Ow! Zeke and I fell through a hole. I couldn't find any way to climb up, and it was too high for Zeke to jump. Hello? Is anyone out there? I think we're in some kind of trap.
Looks like I've stumbled upon some intruders.
We looked up to see a giant scorpion staring down above the hole. Look, we come in peace.
You think I care? Give me a reason why I shouldn't sting you two right now.
Because we're here to stop Orion. We need the poison upgrade you have.
Ha! You're not even worthy of my poison upgrade. I mean, look at you. You're just a measly snake and a stupid frog.
At least let us prove our worth. Please. He has my sister. Nyx thought for a moment and then left us. Great. He's gone.
You want to prove yourselves? Fine.
What can we do?
My baby scorpions have been taken away from me by those birds. If you find and rescue them, then maybe I'll think about giving you the poison upgrade.
You've got yourself a deal. Zeke and I were walking throughout the desert, and I was getting frustrated. Ugh, this is pointless. How are we supposed to find those baby scorpions? They could be anywhere.
Calm down. There has to be a way we can find them. Just think. Concentrate.
All right. I started thinking, and out of instinct, my tongue started to taste the air. I looked down, and I was able to see a bunch of footprints leading in one direction. Whoa, snakes are awesome. I know where they are. The tracks eventually led us to a different part of the desert where the scorpions were being held captive, and it looked like the birds were taking poison from them. Why would they do that?
They're hurting the scorpions. We've got to save them.
The two of us rushed in, and I quickly got the birds' attention while Zeke freed the scorpions. I used my poison blast on them and greatly weakened them, but there were too many to fight. I think we're outnumbered. What are we gonna do now? Suddenly, Nyx came in.
Looks like you found my children. Don't worry, I'll take it from here.
He swiftly took down the birds one by one. Whoa! Eventually, he took down the last one, and the scorpions were all finally safe.
Thank you for finding my family. Maybe you are the poisonous champion the world has been waiting for.
On days 17 to 18, we returned to his cave, and the scorpion led me to a secret room. Inside was another sulfur pit, and something was down at the bottom. You don't need to push me down. I'll just jump. As I landed, I noticed a pair of eggs floating.
Eat the eggs. They're the second upgrades.
I did as he asked and ate the poisonous eggs. Suddenly, I had the same familiar sensation as my first upgrade. I grew into a much larger snake and gained 5 more hearts. I noticed that I now too had a tail slam ability. This will definitely come in handy. Thank you.
Don't mention it, but you two must find the widow's hideout. There, your third upgrade awaits.
But where am I supposed to find that?
I'm sure you'll figure it out. I never thought the day would come that someone would harness the power of the poison. Good luck, Fozo, and be well.
Zeke and I started our journey back to base and came across a destroyed forest. Trees were dead and most of the grass was completely gone. What could have caused this? While we were walking, we got hit with a blast of poison. Ah! I looked up and saw a giant plant emerging from the ground in front of us.
You destroy my home, then come back for more? I shall kill you!
The plant lashed out and tried to fight us. Hey, calm down. We didn't do any of this. He wasn't listening though, so I had no choice but to defend myself. I tried stunning him with my poison splash, but it was no good. It seemed like the plant was immune. I then used my new tail slime ability, which was able to stun the plant for a second, giving him time to calm down. Stop this. We didn't do anything, I swear.
Oh, I'm sorry for fighting you. The last people that came through this forest left it in this state. All of my fellow plants have died out. Now there's nothing left. My name is Toxin. I am the last of the poison plants.
I'm sorry to hear that, Toxin. Why don't you come with us and stay at our base?
Any place is better than here. If you help me, I shall help you grow even stronger, Snake.
On days 21 to 23, we returned to base with Toxin, and I got to work making him a new home. I replaced a lot of the cave's ground with grass blocks and plants to make it feel like his old home. He was very grateful.
Being on clean soil feels so much better.
Now, you said that you would help me master my poison abilities?
That's right. In our fight from earlier, I noticed that you weren't using your abilities fully. I think I know how I can help with that.
The plant pointed me to an open part of the base and told me that he wanted me to complete 2 tasks. I was assigned to build some targets around, and I did as Toxin said. He wanted me to hit the targets with my poison abilities. Alright, sounds easy enough. I focused and let out my poison splash. I was able to affect all the targets right in front of me.
Good. Now you should be able to use your splash focus on a wider area.
The second task looked a lot harder. How am I supposed to do this?
I want you to precisely hit the targets with your poison shot.
I tried hitting the targets, but I missed them. Look, I don't think I could do this, all right? Poison isn't necessarily accurate.
Nonsense! You have to focus, not with your brain, but with your heart.
My heart? Okay, here goes nothing.
Someday, you're gonna lead all the snakes into prosperity.
I can't let her down. I can't! I then used my poison shot and hit each of the targets.
Great job, Fozo! Now your abilities will be much more effective. Here's a reward for your training.
Toxin infused my iron sword with poison, giving me more ways to fight and combat. Thanks!
Fozo, I have found where your next upgrade lies, but you're not going to like it.
I followed Zeke into a deep cave that led underground. He then led me to a spot that had a vein of diamond ores.
You're going to need to prepare yourself for the road ahead. It won't be easy.
I used my iron pickaxe to collect as many as I could and was able to craft myself a diamond chestplate. Nice! I continued following Zeke until we eventually reached a foggy forest. It was covered in spider webs. What is this place?
This is the land of the spiders. Usually they're not so hostile, but now times have changed.
They live here? But it seems so empty.
That's because the birds wiped out the weak ones. All that's left are the elite poison spiders, and they prefer to remain secret to the world. The last person to see one was Rowan, the chef fox.
Wait, you mean that fox that was beating me with a spatula?
Yes, he takes animals to his home and turns them into meals. He isn't someone you can take lightly.
Well, I'm ready to take him on.
The road from now on will be too dangerous for me to join. You're on your own for now, but I know that you can do this. Good luck, Fozo. I believe in you.
Thank you, Zeke. I won't let you down. He pointed me towards Rowan's location, and I made my way over there. On days 27 to 29, I reached Rowan's place and found myself in front of a giant kitchen. As soon as I went inside, I heard Rowan speak.
Orion and I had a deal.
Huh? I sneaked over to see what was going on. It looks like he's talking to one of Orion's bird minions.
Orion's not pleased with you, Rowan.
Pleased? I'm the one who's not pleased. I bring you the poisonous animals. You take the poison. You get your anti-venom, and I get to be full and happy.
Anti-venom? That doesn't sound like a good thing.
You need to step up your game, Fox, and bring more poisonous animals. Unless you want to deal with Orion himself.
I need to find out where the poison spiders are before their conversation ends. I scanned the kitchen for any clues until I found a room full of books. Each book looked like it had the coordinates to a poisonous animal. So that's how Rowan found me. I spotted the book for the poison spiders and quickly picked it up. Sweet, now to get out of—
Hey, what are you doing in my kitchen?
Shopping? Rowan came charging at me, and I immediately shot him with my poison blast, blinding him.
Ah, my eyes!
By the way, that was personal. While Rowan was distracted, I quickly made my way out of his kitchen. The coordinates led me to a mountain deep within the jungle. I noticed a cave nearby and decided to go look for materials. Zeke said that spiders were very hostile, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. I journeyed inside and was eventually able to find some more diamonds. I mined them and was able to complete the rest of my diamond armor set. I then returned to the mountain, and it was pretty tall, but lucky for me, snakes are great climbers. I scaled up the mountain and finally reached the top, but I couldn't see the poison spiders anywhere. Where could they be? The tracking says that they should be right in front of me. Unless— oh no. The ground below me broke and I fell. Not again. Ugh. I found myself trapped in a giant spider web, but there was something strange about this one. My vision started to get blurry, and I realized it was poisonous. Oh no, I'm gonna pass out. On days 33 to 35, I was starting to recover from the poison, and my vision started to come back. I looked around and found myself surrounded by a group of poison spiders. Stay back! I cut myself from the webs and saw an opening to escape through. Once I went through the opening, I was scared to see that I was in the middle of a poison spider society. I'm in big trouble. They were everywhere, and I had nowhere to go.
If you want to make it out of this place alive, then you must first meet our queen.
The spider led me through the colony. Until we reached a throne room where a large tarantula was waiting.
Who dares to intrude on Stella's secret poison society?
I don't mean to intrude, Your Majesty. I just wanted to receive the 3rd poison upgrade.
You wish to obtain the poison upgrade. You must best me in battle. Try your best to make it out alive.
Stella charged in and tried to bite, but I quickly evaded her attack. I tried hitting her with my poison blast, but she was too fast for me. She then shot me with a poison web, and I was starting to grow weak. Every time a web hit me, it made me feel tired. I can't lose here. I waited for Stella to attack, and once she did, I was able to stun her with my tail slam. Then I shot her a bunch using my poison shot, deeming me victorious.
Congratulations. You've won this fight, and for that, I shall reward you.
Stella walked up and bit me. Ow! What was that for? I thought you said I won. Suddenly, I felt stronger than ever and gained 5 more hearts.
My venom is the 3rd poison upgrade. Now you use poison webs just like me. You must go find the next keeper of poison, the sea snake. Farewell and good luck.
I found the exit to the poison spider's cave. All right, time to go find this sea snake. Ow! I got hit by a trank dart and started to feel dizzy. Who shot me?
Did you really think you could break into my home and not suffer any consequences?
Oh no. Ow. My head. I woke up and found myself inside of a bird cage. I was next to other ones, and they were all full of other snakes. Man, I need to stop passing out. Where am I? I turned around to see a bunch of birds staring down at us. A bird was outside of my cage, watching me.
Orion'll be here soon, poisonous snake.
He then flew, and I knew that I needed to get out of here. I need to free the other snakes too, but how? I looked up at the cages and thought about my new upgrade I got from Stella. I concentrated and used my poison web to hit the bars that were holding us captive. Eventually, the poison was strong enough to break the bars and release us from our cages. Nice! We're free now. Wait, what's that? Off in the distance, I saw another bird cage, and it was holding my sister, Tara! I ran towards her, but was blocked off by Orion.
Poison snake, you're here. Good. I wanted to test out my theory.
The owl shot at me with some kind of blast, and I was in a lot of pain. What's this?
Something that will get rid of all poisonous creatures for good, but it's not yet complete.
I already lost half of my hearts. He tried to lunge at me, but I dodged him. Stay strong, Tara. I promise I'm gonna get you out soon.
Run, brother. I believe in you.
I didn't want to leave, but I had no other choice. I made a break for the exit and left the area. On days 39 to 41, I returned with the other snakes that escaped back to my base.
Fozo, I'm glad to see that you returned safely and you brought back some friends.
Yeah, show them around and make them feel comfortable. I need to regain my strength. I slowly went over to the chickens and ate some of their eggs.
Are you okay? You look wounded and seem upset.
Of course I'm upset. My sister, she was right in front of me, and I couldn't do anything to save her.
Fozo, look around you and see our base.
I turned and looked around all throughout the cave.
Because of you, so many lives were saved, and soon enough, your sister will be saved by you too. I made you a promise. We will save your family.
Thanks, Zeke. I guess I needed to hear that. I quickly gathered materials and built up some small homes for the snakes. Now, hopefully, you guys can all feel comfortable here.
Thank you for rescuing us. I didn't realize why Orion was doing this until I found out from the birds. You see, long ago, Orion had a loving family. But that all changed when they traveled through the wrong area. His wife and kid were attacked by poisonous animals, leaving him the only one alive. I think this is why he wants us all wiped from existence.
That is tragic. But still, it doesn't make what he's doing right. All of us are innocent, and we will stop him. I came out of my house, and Zeke was outside waiting for me.
There's something I want to show you.
He led me to a shoreline, and we were looking over the ocean. What are we doing out here?
There, the 3rd upgrade is located deep in the waters below.
It's down there? What do you mean? There's no way I'll be able to swim down there and hold my breath. I'll drown. What is that? I ran over and saw that Phil was being attacked by the same crocodile from before.
Back off, you stupid croc, before I peck your eyes out!
Just hold still and let me eat you.
All right, enough. I use my poison web to split them up. Dude, why do you keep trying to eat my friend here?
Because he's a platypus. I'm a crocodile. I just want to naturally eat him.
I'll give you something to eat, you lousy.
All right, enough, Phil. If I find you a new food source, will you stop trying to eat him?
Sure, that works for me.
The crocodile left and returned to the waters.
That guy's crazy.
On days 45 to 47, I began my search to find the crocodile a new source of food. I came across a large lake and looked down, only to notice that it was full of all kinds of fish. You know, this should do nicely. I found some trees nearby and chopped them all down with my iron axe. Then, I used all the wood to make a nice fishing post over the lake. I think the crocodile will like this. I brought Phil and the crocodile over to the outpost, and he looked down at all of the fish below.
It's not platypus, but this will do.
Hey, watch it, buddy. Pretty soon us platypuses are gonna be at the top of the food chain. Then you guys are gonna be the prey.
All right, Phil, that's enough. Just be glad that the crocodile isn't gonna try to eat you.
You really went through all of this just to help me, even though I'm not a poisonous animal. Thanks a lot. Here, I think this should be very useful to you.
He then dropped me a few scoots. Thanks.
I heard that you were trying to find a way to breathe underwater longer. I hope this helps.
This is gonna help out a lot. I used them to craft myself a turtle helmet. I then jumped into the lake and I was able to breathe underwater. Yes! Now, I can go find that next poison upgrade. I returned to the shoreline and equipped the turtle helmet. All right, here goes nothing. I jumped into the water and began swimming down to the bottom of the ocean. Eventually, I found a temple and a large sea snake guarding the entrance.
Another snake? So, you think you're better than old Luck, huh? You think you can just swim around and do as you please in my waters, huh?
No. I just came here to get the poison upgrade.
Poison upgrade? So, you do think you're better than me? Well, if you want the poison upgrade, you'll have to earn it.
Listen, I don't. Locke swam past me so fast that I didn't even realize he attacked. Ow! He then did it again, and again. This guy is serious. How am I supposed to beat him in his own terrain? I tried hitting him with my poison blast, but he easily dodged it. Maybe I can draw him away from the water. Only one way to find out. I swam up closer to the surface, and he was following right behind me. I then reached above the waterline, and out of nowhere, he launched himself over me. All right, please work. While he was in midair, I continuously shot him with my poison blast, weakening him. I then hit Locke with the tail slam, and the sea snake finally admitted defeat.
You're a lot tougher than I thought. All right, you win. The poison upgrade is all yours.
Locke bit me, and I began to transform again. My tail grew longer, and I gained 5 hearts. I also got a new poison wave ability.
The last upgrade is going to be the hardest one yet. You'll find it in one of the most dangerous places for a snake, the Arctic.
Thanks for the information, Locke. I'll head there. But first, I need to go rescue my sister. On days 51 to 53, I was making my way back to base when I spotted Zeke nearby. He was standing over 2 graves by a pond. Zeke, what are you doing out of the base?
Bozo, say hello to my family.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
You did nothing wrong and are always welcomed around. After they passed, I made these so I can always remember them. For years, I always felt so alone being by myself, but now I know I have a new family member looking after me. You.
I feel the same way, Zeke. You know, I know I've spent a lot of time trying to save my sister, but while doing so, I've never expected to find a new brother. I saw some flowers nearby and picked them up to plant them in front of the tombstones.
Thanks, Bozo. You're going to save your sister. I know you can do it.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go save her now. Not only will I bring Tara back, but you will also have a new sister.
I'd want nothing more.
We returned to base, and I decided to build up more of the area. I upgraded my house and made it bigger to fit my new size. I then upgraded Zeke's house and added a small pond for him. After that, I decided to make the farm a bit bigger by adding plant harvests to give everyone a variety of food sources. I looked around at the base, and I was happy to see that everyone in the community was striving.
Hey, Fozo, over here! here!
I walked over to the plant, and surprisingly, he's grown from the last time I saw him.
I've gotten more powerful now, thanks to all the poison running through this cave. It's starting to feel like my home again.
That's good to hear, Toxin. I'm glad you're enjoying our home. On days 57 to 59, I left the base to finally save my sister. As I was leaving, I heard rustling from some nearby bushes. What can that be?
Take this!
Ah! Rowan came out of the bushes and tried to attack me. I narrowly dodged it and faced the fox.
You know, I am over this. Why deliver you to Orion? I will just take you down myself.
He charged at me again, and we both started a fight. I can tell my poison was slowing him down a ton, but he just kept on going. Stop this!
Never!
This fox didn't realize how much I've upgraded, and he was about to find out. I used my new poison wave on him and greatly injured him. I was about to finish him off, but I stopped myself.
Why didn't you just kill me?
Lucky for you, Rowan. You're more useful to me alive than dead right now. I think I know just how you can help me save my sister. On days 60 to 62, I had a plan. Hopefully, a smart one. Don't try anything funny.
Yeah, I know.
Rowan quickly made his way over to Orion's main entryway, where there were 2 birds there keeping guard.
Halt! Wait, Rowan, why are you here with no new poisonous animals?
Orion, told me to tell you guys to leave guard for the holidays?
Weird, but okay. Let's go, Jeffrey.
I watched as both of them left. See? It wasn't so hard, was it? We both snuck in together, and that's when I saw her again. My sister. She looked so weak. I need to get her out of here and use my new poison blast to burst open a hole. Sis, it's so good to see you.
Bozo, you've come back for me.
Tara, you're weak.
I am dying, and fast.
Don't worry, I'll find a way to save you. Let's go now. All of a sudden, though, we heard a whistle. I turned around to see Rowan standing at the entryway with 2 other birds right next to him.
You think I would just let you take advantage of me? Seize him!
The birds charged in, but thanks to my new poison blast ability, I was able to take one down almost instantly. Whoa, I was about to hit the other one when Tara stepped in and used her own poison shot to finish the job.
I may be weak, but don't forget who the leader of the snakes was.
Yeah, you got a good point. Come on, we need to hurry. We were able to make it back home on days 63 to 65. The longer I was with my sister, the weaker she was looking.
My goodness, your sister looks hurt. She needs poison.
Poison? So what? Am I supposed to attack her or something?
You must find the sacred poison berry located deep within my home forest. It's what helped us plants grow.
Poison berry, huh? Tara, just stay strong for me, will you?
I'm trying, brother.
Bozo, you must hurry.
Toxin, tell me exactly where to find the berry. On days 66 to 68, I entered Toxin's home forest, but it seemed way different than before. It was a lot more quiet than the last time I was here, and I couldn't see 10 feet in front of me. I heard wings flap. Hello? I kept going until I reached a clearing, which revealed a hilltop. On top of it lied the poison berries. This is just too easy. I went over to grab them when I heard the tree next to me move. Is anyone there? In a nearby cave, 2 bright eyes started to glow in the shadows, and the beast slowly made its way in my vision. What are you?
You dare try to take my forest's poison berries?
I need them. My sister, she's dying. I have to take them.
No, you won't. But you will die for trying!
Wait, no! But it didn't listen and began to fly over my head. I tried shooting my poison at it, but it kept on dodging. Then it shot back at me its explosive spits. Ugh, this is so gross! How am I supposed to take on this thing? I got it. I perfectly timed my poison web and shot at a tree nearby, which made it unable to fly.
Go ahead then. Steal my berries, just like those cursed birds have stolen everything from me.
Look, I'm trying to stop them, but in order to do so, I need these berries. I promise your home will return to how it once was, once Orion and his fleet are gone, okay? The bat looked scared, but agreed to let me take them. I then went over and grabbed them. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. On days 69 to 71, I reached back home and noticed there was a new building in the cave. I walked inside and saw Zeke standing next to my sister.
Bozo, there you are. You must hurry. She doesn't have much longer.
I walked over and fed my sister the poison berries. She then was able to stand properly.
Bozo, Thank you. I feel so much better.
Of course. I'm just glad that I could help.
You have saved me, but this is far from over. If we don't stop Orion, all poisonous species will come to an end.
I know. Now that I know you're safe, I will go and defeat him myself. I started to leave the base and was out of the cave when I got shot from behind. Ow!
You are still not ready yet. Orion has developed his anti-venom. Your attacks won't do anything to him. You must grow stronger.
Well, how am I supposed to do that?
Of course, the Phoenix. The Poison Phoenix shall grant you the poison powers you seek.
Then I'll go out and find this Phoenix. On days 72 to 74, Zeke and I went out venturing far off in the desert. Where does a poison Phoenix even live? We kept walking when all of a sudden, a spatula explosion cut our path. We turned around to see Rowan on a nearby hill. I tried to give you a chance, but now you're done.
Bring it!
Rowan and I fought valiantly, each delivering blow after blow. His spatulas were still really tough, but I knew with my upgrades, I stood a way better chance. I also looked over at Zeke, and he was trying to fight as well.
You, a useless frog? How dare you fight me? You will never amount to anything in life. You will never...
You will never finish that sentence. Hey, thanks for keeping him busy, buddy. I looked down and saw that he dropped a map. Huh? As I picked it up, I noticed that Zeke seemed down. Are you all right?
Yeah, his words got to me a little.
Hey, look at everything you've done. You have already amounted to one of the best animals who's fighting this cause.
I know, I just wish I could do more.
It's okay, Zeke. Look here. Looks like Rowan was also keeping tabs on the Poison Phoenix. I now know where he resides, but it looks like it won't be easy. After reading more about the Phoenix, we realized it lived in the coldest winter biome known to Minecraft. I'm not sure if you know this, but snakes aren't necessarily the cold type. So Zeke and I decided to find a way for me to survive in the cold.
I know someone that may grant you your warmth. Follow me.
I was starting to get really cold and knew that I needed to get warm fast. We then reached a hill, and on the other side of it lied a small snow camp.
Oh, Zeke, what brings you here?
Hello, old friend. I have a bit of a problem.
Zeke quickly caught his friend up about our entire situation. He told us he would love to help, but we would need to help him first.
By the way, the name's Worm.
Worm brought us over to his food supply, which looked pretty empty.
A nasty beast keeps taking out our food while we sleep. Retrieve our stolen items, and I shall help you.
Seems fair. Where to? On days 78 to 80, Zeke and I reached the area Worm pointed us towards. It was getting pretty late, but I was just happy I was out of the cold.
Bozo, I hear something up ahead.
We kept walking forward until we made it to an opening. There, I saw plenty of food being held in barrels. I quickly went over to grab all the food. Why does this almost feel too easy?
So, you think you can steal my food from me, do you?
You stole them from the worms. What? You can't handle a taste of your own medicine?
I shall kill you both where you still...
What the? Oh, no. Orion? He looked completely different. It looks like his anti-venom kicked in.
I finally found you! Breaking in my nest, doing as you please. Take a look, poison snake. I am almost fully anti-venomous. Your poison can't harm me.
Zeke, run! Orion charged in and tried to hit me, and it did a lot of damage. I didn't think I was gonna make it.
Yes, you will.
Zeke walked out in between me and the owl.
I am finally taking a step, Bozo. I have stood aside and watched for too long. It is time I finally do something with myself for once. I love you, brother.
What are you doing? Wait, no! He didn't listen, though, and sprinted towards the owl. He then leapt the highest I've ever seen him do before, jumping right into the owl's mouth. Zeke!
What is happening? Ouch!
Orion started to take heavy poison damage. He started to panic and fly away. No, Zeke! I was left there, all alone. On days 81 to 85, I returned to Worm to give him his food.
Where's Zeke?
He didn't make it. Worm was very saddened to hear this. He knew just like I did that Zeke was the purest of them all.
Take this, Snake. Avenge our fallen hero!
He handed me over a full winter set of armor. With it, I was able to withstand the cold a lot more. Thank you. I left, and reached my base to deliver the bad news. Everyone there seemed sad, but knew what he did was for every single one of us. Knowing this, I went up to the lake and made him his grave right next to his fallen families. I'm sorry, Zeke. Just know you will always be my brother. I'm gonna finish all of this for you, your family, and all of us poison creatures. On days 86 to 90, I was in the snow biome and noticed that it was snowing, like a lot. And far off in the distance, I could see a temple lying on top of a mountain. I made my way over, and once I reached the main room, I noticed a large, bright green bird was there waiting for me.
And who might you be?
I'm the poison snake, and I'm guessing you're the poison phoenix. The phoenix then jumped down and landed right in front of me.
Ah, yes. I've heard many things about you, Snake, and I know what you have come for, my poison.
That's right, but wait a minute. Aren't you a bird? Why would you help me?
Yes, I am. One of the only poisoned birds in existence, actually. I have isolated myself in this cold area to be far away from any other of my kind. Those who have lost their vision in life by killing the innocent. I wish to stop Orion just as much as you, and for that, I shall grant you your final ability.
I looked over and saw a poisonous feather on a pillar overlooking us. I quickly walked over, and as soon as I picked up the feather, red poison started to affect my body, changing my eyes into bright red and applying a red pattern on my scales. I also had 5 more hearts. I also noticed that I had a new ability. Whoa!
Use this on Orion when he is at his weakest.
I thanked the Phoenix and made my way back to base. On days 91 and 94, I walked into the cave only to see a few birds attacking some of the homes. I quickly rushed over and took them down with my poison blast.
Thank you, brother. These birds have found our base. It is starting to get out of control.
I can see that. It's time we finish this. I think I'm ready to finally take on that owl. I then walked over to Zeke's grave. It's about time to end this, buddy. I promise. Your death won't be in vain.
If you think you're doing this alone, you are crazy.
Are you sure you want to? It's gonna be dangerous. My sister insisted, and the two of us headed off to confront Orion. On days 95 to 99, Tara and I arrived at Orion's nest.
It's time we finish this for all snakes.
I couldn't agree more. Birds saw that we were entering and all began to fly at us. Tara used her poisonous attacks to take them down one by one, while I used my new poison blast explosion to take down groups of them. That is when I saw them. Orion's 2 bright yellow eyes watching us on top of his nest.
Bozo, it's up to you now. You must finish this.
I will, sister. Keep them busy. I quickly ran and made my way up to where Orion waited. On day 100, I reached Orion on top of his nest. It is over. Look around you. Just give up.
You really think I would give up? Oh, this is just the beginning. Soon the world of poisonous species shall feel the wrath of me. I will avenge my family.
Orion charged at me, but missed. He quickly turned around, though, and shot his anti-venomous blast at me. Ouch! You have no idea how many families you've separated, all because of this mission. He didn't care, though, and just kept on attacking me. Both of us were there, attacking each other back and forth, but my attacks weren't doing that much damage.
I will see to the end of your species. I will see to the end of all of them.
Orion then blasted me with another shot, bringing me down to 1 heart. He then picked me up and started flying way over his nest. Oh no!
Goodbye, Snake. Once you are gone, I will stop at nothing to finish the rest of your kind.
Wait, no! As I was slowly falling, I knew that this was the perfect time to shoot my final ability at him. I quickly started to concentrate and shot directly at him. I hit the floor, but to my surprise, I landed in water. Oh, thank goodness. I looked up at Orion. Please hit. Please. It hit.
No!
The blast caused him to fall and crash down on his nest, defeating him.
Brother, you did it.
No, Tara, we did. On day 1, I spawned in as a baby werewolf. Howoo! In front of me was my older brother and the rest of our werewolf pack.
Little brother, you made it. Welcome to your new home.
Just then, lightning struck, and an army of vampires suddenly appeared.
For centuries, the vampires and werewolves have fought and fought, but I finally found the upper hand.
The vampire then casted a spell. Our once full moon was reduced all the way down to a crescent. This sent out a curse upon all of us werewolves. Oh no, I feel so weird.
Ha ha ha! Once you werewolves are gone, us vampires will rule the night. Attack!
Vampires then started to rush in and fight us werewolves. Because of the curse, we were losing.
Brother, we must run now!
I did as instructed, and together, my brother and I escaped with the vampires right on our tail. On day 2, I was running side by side with my brother. The vampires then used an ability that allowed them to turn into deadly bats. Oh no, we reached a graveyard and now had nowhere to go.
Stay behind me.
The bats swarmed in, and my brother started to attack. He used incredible abilities and slashed most down with ease. I could tell, though, he was getting tired, and more of them just kept coming in. One of the last bats flew straight down and bit my brother. Ah! He quickly took him down, but I could tell he was weak.
Fozo, listen to me. These vampires, they've always wanted our downfall. They're extremely powerful and nearly impossible to destroy.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I'm not going to make it. If anyone can stop them and put an end to this curse, it's you, Fozo. I love you, brother.
Just then, my older brother died in front of me. No! A loud rumbling started to fill the area. I looked up and saw a large rock falling down from the sky. What is going on here? On day 3, I headed out to follow the falling rock. I wonder what that thing was. Just then, the sun started to creep out from the nearby mountains. Its light directly hit my fur. Ah! Because of this, I felt so weak. Sunlight weakens me? No matter. I have to keep going. I finally reached the site, and everything looked destroyed. At the center of it was a man picking up a weird-looking fragment.
Now this is interesting.
All of a sudden, a group of monster hunters emerged from the forest.
Ironbeard, is it? Local blacksmith. If you know what's good for you, you give us whatever you just found there.
Just leave me alone.
The monster hunters didn't listen and rushed in to attack. I knew I couldn't just sit back and do nothing. Hey, leave him alone!
A werewolf? Kill him!
Even though I was weakened by the sunlight, my deadly claws were still putting up a fight. Their swords hurt a lot, but I wasn't going to quit now. My brother didn't, so I can't either. I hit one of them one last time, which made them run away scared.
We'll be back!
With the beam of light clashing against my skin, I couldn't help but feel weaker and weaker. Oh no, I'm gonna pass out. On day 4, I awoke inside of a strange forge? How did I get here? That's when I noticed the strange fragment lying on a table. It then began to glow. I slowly walked towards it because of my urge and picked it up. Something strange began to happen to me. I ran out of the forge and let out a loud howl. Because of this, the moon upgraded and became fuller. I gained 5 more hearts and was now an adult-sized werewolf. From the looks of things, my curse seemed to have gotten weaker. Whoa, what just happened?
Oh my, that explains everything.
You saved me?
Yeah, I was just returning the favor. But now everything is starting to connect. Follow me.
I followed the blacksmith over to the edge of his mountain.
Last night, I watched as the moon suddenly transformed. From it fell down 5 different moon fragments, heading straight down to the ground. And it seems like each one you collect makes you grow stronger.
And the curse becomes weaker. So, if I find all 5, I can get rid of this curse and take down the vampires? Sweet. Anything to save my species.
After you helped me and saved my life, I'd be happy to help you on your journey. The name's Ironbeard.
Nice to meet you. You can call me Fozo. Just then, something strange began to happen. Since I was now an adult, I had a heightened sense of smell, and it was going crazy. Where is that coming from?
Help! Help! Help me!
Whoa, my nose can do that? I better go and save him. On day 5, I ran through the forest, following my nose. I was then met with a loud, obnoxious skull.
Hey, who you calling loud, dude?
Okay, calm down. What happened?
I was just minding my own business, enjoying a midnight stroll, and saw this cool fallen star. Then, out of nowhere, a swarm of bats flew in, and now, look at me! All of my body bones are missing!
Wait a minute. That wasn't a falling star. That was a moon fragment. Do you think you can show me where it went?
Yeah, I can show you, but first...
I need my body, genius!
Okay. You don't have to yell. Don't worry. I will find them for you. Now, where did those bats fly off towards? On day 6, I used my trusty nose and went throughout the forest in search of the crazy skeleton's bones. I was able to find both of his legs caught up in a tree, an arm behind a rock, and his other arm on a nearby mountain. This nose is great. Okay, Fozo. Now, just for his body. But where can I find that? Just then, I spotted a small camp inside of a cave entrance. Lying inside of it, there it is. His body. I made my way over carefully until I heard the sound of wings flapping nearby. Is that? Oh no. A vampire bat appeared behind one of the tents.
A werewolf? You shall die in the name of Veinstalker!
The bat flew in and started to attack. I used my slash on it every chance I could. It was a long and challenging fight, but eventually I was able to take it down. Jeez, one of the vampires are this strong? I don't even want to know how strong Veinstalker is. After my victory, I went over and picked up the skeleton's ribcage. All right, buddy, it's time to get your body back. On day 7, I arrived back at the blacksmith where the skeleton head was waiting for me.
Well, it's about time!
I can't believe you made me pick this thing up.
I'm sorry, but do you think you can put his body back together with all of this? The blacksmith nodded and went to work. While he was operating on the skeleton, I decided I needed a place to call my own. I went out and used my fierce werewolf claws to mine wood and stone for myself. With this, I was able to make myself a set of stone tools. From there, I went to work and got enough materials to make myself a nice werewolf-themed den. Sweet! This place is perfect. Just as I finished building, the blinding sun came out again. It hurts so much.
Looks like the sun makes you weak, huh? Give me some time, Fozo. I may have a solution for that.
Sounds good. As I finished my sentence, the new and improved skeleton walked up to me.
Hey, I feel fantastic! You think a blacksmith could do better than just patching me up with some moss? Ah, well, I guess this works. Thanks for your help, werewolf. The name's Marvin.
Well, it's nice to officially meet you, Marvin. So, you said you can help and show me where the moon fragment went?
The shooting star? Of course! I'll take you right to it.
On day 8, Marvin and I ventured out until we arrived at a large junkyard outpost. Who could own something like this?
Behold, the civilization of the were-rats! Who dares enter?
Were-rats?
Yeah, good luck, man. I'm out of here.
Gee, thanks for the backup.
A werewolf, huh? Oh, Mr. Mats would want to speak to you.
The rat escorted me deep inside of their junkyard until we reached a main room. Sitting on a trashy throne was a rat larger than the rest.
Now what brings someone like you here to my kingdom, pal?
I didn't mean to disturb you guys. I'm just looking for a moon fragment and...
A moon fragment? This guy must be crazy or something. Are you talking about our sacred moon cheese?
Wait, what? Mr. Motz brought me over to a display room, and laying there in the center was the next moon fragment. Look, sir, I need it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This piece of cheese is our rat's most prized possession. You really think I'm just gonna give it away? You gotta earn it, pal.
And how can I do that?
Us were-rats are entertainers. If you can beat me in our highest known tournament, the Maze Run, then you can, take our moon cheese.
Okay, Mr. Motz, you are on. On days 9 to 10, I was escorted over to a large labyrinth of sorts. Both Mr. Motz and I were placed on opposite sides of it, and a loud voice spoke.
Welcome to the Maze Run! Both competitors are placed on either side of the maze, and the first one to reach to the center, which holds our precious moon cheese, wins!
Okay, sounds easy enough.
This dumb fella's going down.
The game begun, and both Mr. Motz and I ran through the maze. I used my nose to my advantage and tried my best to sniff out the moon fragment until I met a patch of lava. On the other side of it was the entryway to the main room that held the moon fragment. How am I supposed to cross this? I thought fast and used the cobblestone I acquired earlier and placed them as I jumped across the lava. I placed the final one and made it to the final room. First, I did it. Mr. Motz then entered right after me.
No, there is no way you beat me. Nobody beats Mr. Motz.
Well, I did, so a deal is a deal.
No way, pal. You had to have cheated, and cheaters will pay the price.
On days 11 to 12, Mr. Motz rushed in at me and began to attack. Hey, that's not fair. He didn't listen though and kept attacking. He had a powerful bite attack that did lots of damage to me. And are those fleas? Gross. I did my best and fought back against him using my slashes, but his bites were really strong.
Nobody messes with Mr. Motz and gets away with it.
Just then, more rats emerged in and started to attack me as well. With all of them and Mr. Motz combined, I knew that I was done for. That's when I had an idea and looked at the moon fragment. Okay, here goes nothing.
Hey, stop that guy! He's going after the cheese!
I managed to pick it up, which caused a powerful surge of energy to fill within me. I let out a strong, powerful howl again, and it made the moon fuller. I gained 5 more hearts, my curse got weaker, and I now had a cool fighting ability. Ha! Bring it! I was able to take the were-rats down now with ease.
No!
Mr. Motz charged in again. Now with my new bite, he didn't stand a chance against me.
It's so unfair!
Mr. Motz and his people were down for the count. If only you guys stuck to your word. On days 13 to 14, I was making my way back home until I heard a loud howl crying out. Who is that? I followed the noise until I saw a small werewolf prison being ran by none other than Banestalker.
Yes, rise. Rise!
I looked over and saw a very weak, cursed werewolf in one of the cages. Purple essence then began to take over his body, and he was then transformed into a vampire? What?
Perfect. The curse, it worked. Those werewolves will be no more soon enough.
Wait, so when the curse gets fulfilled on us, we don't die, but we get transformed into them? That is how he's gonna get stronger. His army will.
Yes, we shall be powerful!
Listen closely. My plan is working. All you have to do, my fellow bats, is find that rogue werewolf.
Oh no, he's talking about me. I watched as he commanded a small group of bats to go search a nearby area.
There is a laboratory close by. I have reason to believe there has been activity there from a moon fragment. Find it. Do not let that rogue werewolf get its paws on it.
The vampires all flew out and left. A laboratory? Where could I find that? On days 15 to 16, I arrived back to base.
Oh, there you are. You're still alive.
Yeah, thanks for the backup, by the way.
Fozo! Whoa! You've gotten stronger again! You found another one?
Yes, I did. He then threw me over a cloak of some sorts. What is this?
Put it on. It should help you with your sun problem.
I did as he said, and now felt so much better. Whoa, thanks. I then looked over at Marvin and knew that he needed a place to call his home. I went out and got the necessary materials to do just that for him. I made sure to make it themed around a skeleton and even added bone blocks just for him. There you go, Marvin. I hope you like it.
Whoa, a home? Thanks, man. This means a lot.
Marvin ran inside, excited. Now I need to find that laboratory.
Did you say laboratory? I know of one nearby, but it's not friendly, Fozo.
At this point, I don't think I have a choice. Can you help and point me in the right direction? On days 17 to 18, I followed the blacksmith's instructions and found an evil-looking lab. Yeah, I think this is the place. I heard wings flattering around and quickly was able to spot some bats. Oh no, they found it. After a second glance, I realized they weren't alone. They were fighting minions? What in the world?
Yes, my minions! Attack these intruders and show them no one can mess with the world's #1 villain!
I watched as the minions worked together and took down bats one by one. I have to help. I rushed in and started to attack the bats, which caught their leader by surprise.
What the?
After a bit of back and forth, I was able to fully take them down with the minions' help. Ha! Talk about teamwork. One small minion charged in and started to attack me with a banana? Hey, cut it out!
Minions, stop! Why did you help us, Beast?
Because those vampires are pure evil.
Yes, they came here trying to find the moon fragment that I had.
Wait, did you say had?
Correct! I wanted to use it to take the moon. But now all I care about is taking down this stupid scientist that stole the fragment from me.
Look, if I can help you find the scientist, can I keep the moon fragment?
I guess so. But be warned, werewolf. It will be hard because the scientist that took it from me was none other than Dr. Frankenstein himself.
On days 19 to 20, we arrived at a large, evil mansion. Lightning was being shot all around it. What is going on?
We must hurry!
The three of us made it to the main entrance, but it was locked. Great, now what? Banana! The minion pulled out a banana launcher and burst through the front. Okay, we stormed in, only to see a main experiment room with a hole destroyed through a wall. There he was, Dr. Frankenstein.
I know what you're after. My moon fragment. Well, I used it already for something incredible. I created life.
Oh no, what did you do?
Now I will be known as the greatest villain alive.
I don't think so. That takes care of him. Good luck, werewolf. You want to find that moon fragment, you're going to have to find that monster.
Gru and his minion both left. Hey, wait! Come on. I looked out of the hole, and I knew that I needed to follow the trail. On days 21 to 25, I was following the trail throughout the nearby forest until I found a village that was under attack. Is this the monster's doing? I looked past the villager, only to see a large green beast with the moon fragment attached to its head.
Destroy!
Oh no, he was roaming around, destroying homes and attacking the innocent villagers as he wished.
Someone get this stupid green freak out of here!
I better go help. I ran in and slashed at the monster. Stop what you're doing. Frankenstein's monster, though, didn't listen and began to rush at me. Oh no, he hit me, and his brute strength by itself hurt a lot. I tried my best to slash through and even bite at him, but soon realized that he wasn't taking any damage because he was already dead. Oh no! I was doing my best trying to knock him back, but at the end of the day, I knew that this was a losing fight. That is, when I saw a lightning storm going off on a mountaintop nearby. Wait a minute, lightning! I had an idea and started to run off towards the mountain, while Frankenstein's monster was closely behind, chasing after me. On days 26 to 29, I was running with the undead monster right behind me.
Get back here!
We kept on running until we were on the top of a mountain. Lightning was still shooting around. I hope this works. I hit him one last time, right into a lightning bolt. Yes! This caused his defeat immediately, and from it dropped the third moon fragment. I went over and picked it up. Howoo! This caused the storm to clear and the moon to change again. My curse was weaker. I grew larger and I gained 5 more hearts. I noticed that now I had a special ability that allowed me to throw moon rocks. Sweet. On days 30 to 32, I made it back to base and even brought the villagers back with me.
Oh, nice. More friends.
I made sure to get enough materials to build them up some nice homes to stay in. After I finished that, I also made them a farm that was much better than the ones they had before. I hope you guys like it.
Thank you, you hideous, disgusting beast, you. We will help farm for your base. Just like don't eat us or whatever.
Yeah, I won't. As I was finishing up with them, I heard someone scream. I ran over, only to see Marvin being escorted out of our home by a group of monster hunters. Oh goodness, I have to save him. On days 33 to 35, I followed Marvin's screams until I was able to find a large monster hunter outpost. I snuck my way inside the entry room and saw a chest being forced into a cell. What gives?
All right, we're done here. Let's eat.
The monster hunters left, and I went over to investigate. I looked at the chest and knew that something felt different. Just then, it jumped. Ah! Oh my goodness, you're alive! Because of my scream, the monster hunters got alerted and charged back in.
Werewolf! Get him!
They rushed in and used their silver weapons against me. This hurt a lot, but with my increase in strength, I was definitely overpowering them. I took the last one down. I was able to free the living chest. Well, it's nice to meet you too, Chester. My name is Fozo. Wait, you saw them take a skeleton up to the main floor? Can you show me where they took him? My new chest friend led the way. Don't worry, Marvin. We are coming. On days 36 to 38, Chester brought me deeper inside of the Monster Hunter's outpost. We reached a main room upstairs, and I could see Marvin up ahead. Marvin!
These men, they're evil.
I walked forward to free him, but a large monster hunter dropped from above. Oh no.
So it's true. A monster, a beast, dares break into my home?
Now you know how it feels. The lead monster hunter charged in and began to attack. He had a large mace that dealt lots of damage to me. Every slash hurt a ton. I knew I wasn't only fighting for me, but now my new friends. One last moon throw, and the lead monster hunter was down. Take that. Upon his death was a note that was left on the floor. I picked it up, and it read,
"Hey boss, we have information that one of the biggest beasts yet has one of those moon pieces, the Kraken."
So, the Kraken holds the next moon fragment? I wonder where that is. I went over to Marvin and let him out of his cage. Come on, buddy. It's time to come back home. On days 39 to 41, I brought both Marvin and Chester back to base.
Hey, Fozo, I really appreciate you saving me. You didn't have to, and It means a lot.
Of course, you are my friend, and friends will always be there for each other. Ah, what the? I looked over and saw one of the villagers afraid of Chester.
A nice little chest dog thing. Here, take this treat.
The villager nervously threw him down a carrot, and Chester was happy. All right, settle down, boy. I think it's time I make you a home too. I went over next to my house and built up a nice small chest home right next to mine. Right after that, I also upgraded my den a bit. I was getting bigger and knew that I was gonna need more room for myself. There you go. And from the looks of things, Chester liked his new place.
Bozo! Glad you made it back. Things are getting out of hand. The vampires, they've been causing more and more problems by the day.
I know, but thankfully, I found out where the next moon fragment is. It lies with the Kraken.
Well, if that's the case, then say goodbye. That monster is far too powerful.
We don't really have a choice, do we? The blacksmith agreed.
I could help bring you over to the Kraken's homeland, the Deadly Tides. But just know, this is a death wish.
On days 42 to 44, Ironbeard agreed to help me, but first tasked me with getting the necessary materials for a special type of fire blaster. I followed his instructions and found a nearby cave. From there, I was able to find a special type of ore inside of it. I think this is the stuff. I mined it all up and headed back up towards a shoreline that we were supposed to meet back up at. As I arrived, I witnessed him putting the final touches on a cool ship to set sail in.
Hop aboard!
I did, and gave the blacksmith the necessary materials. From there, he was able to craft me a special gassed fire blaster.
Yep, this beast is weak to fire, so, you know, fire weapon.
Awesome! Let's set sail. We sailed far out across the waters until all of it around us started to turn red. Is this?
Yep, the Deadly Tides.
We kept sailing forward, and I heard loud noises coming from deep below the surface. That's just the ocean, right? We then looked ahead and saw the moon fragment sitting on a pillar in front of us. Just then, a rumbling began to surround the area, and with the next thing I knew, I was face to face with the giant Kraken. On days 45 to 47, the Kraken let out a loud screech and began to attack us. It had long and powerful tentacles that hurt a lot. On top of that, it would shoot out dangerous water blasts at me. Ah! I did my best to avoid its attacks and knew we had to take this thing down.
The fire blaster! Use it!
Right. I ran over and took it out. I shot out powerful fire blasts at the Kraken's tentacles, but each of my hits weren't doing enough damage.
The core, Fozo! Aim for the core!
Its core? I did as the blacksmith said and aimed right at its center. I shot the blast out and it was a direct hit. This caused the Kraken to surrender and submerge back down below the ocean. Ah, we did it. But sadly, I spoke too soon because out of nowhere, a vampire bat flew in and took the moon fragment. Hey, that's mine.
Not anymore. Veenstalker will be pleased with me.
On days 48 to 51, I had left Ironbeard behind while chasing after the vampire. I followed my scent until I reached a huge vampire hideout. Is this Veenstalker's home? There were bats everywhere. Thankfully, though, they were sleeping. Now is my chance. I snuck through, trying to find the vampire that stole the moon fragment.
Count Veenstalker, sir.
Oh no, there he was, in front of a large coffin. Just then, a huge rumbling took place, and the coffin shot open.
You dare disturb my slumber?
It's important, sir. I thought you would want this.
He handed the moon fragment over to Veenstalker. No!
Excellent work. As long as they do not have all of these, their curse shall never be broken.
I have to get that back.
Wait, we are not alone. Show yourself.
Oh no.
You, Fozo, is it? You have been a real pain to my mission.
I don't care. Us werewolves have done nothing wrong. What you're doing, it's not right.
You think I care? How naive. How pathetic.
Vein-Stalker charged in, and we both began to fight. I used everything I had on him, but with one magical attack, I felt so weak. I was already down to a couple of hearts.
Once your curse is finished, you will be a very strong vampire. Send him to the dungeons.
On days 52 to 56, I looked around at the cage I was inside of and knew there was no way I could break these blocks. No, I'm done for. Just then, I heard a very familiar sound. Is that bones rattling? I turned around just to see Marvin right outside of my cage.
Yeah, don't be too surprised. Come on.
He unlocked my cage and let me out. Why did you come back for me?
All of my life, Fozo, I have ran away from things just like some coward. Well, after all you did to save me, not anymore. It's time to face this together.
Thank you, buddy. You have no idea how much this means.
Of course. Now let's go. We need to run.
On days 57 to 61, Marvin and I were escaping Vein-Stalker's base as fast and carefully as we could. We noticed a few vampire bats taking guard, but thankfully, we were easily able to avoid them. The coast was almost clear until I saw it. The moon fragment.
Come on!
Knowing I couldn't leave without it, I made my decision quickly. I ran over and thankfully, I was able to pick it up. Yes! Because of this, I gained 5 more hearts. I let out a loud howoo, causing the moon to become fuller and gained a new leaping ability. Because of my howl though, it alerted the nearby vampires. Oh no. Run! I ran and caught up with Marvin. We tried our best to find the best way out, but sadly, every time we would reach an exit, it was blocked off. We both turned around, only to see a large group of bats waiting for us.
Listen, Fozo, you need to run.
What? We both do. I'm not just gonna leave you.
Even if I make it out of here, those vampires will follow us back all the way to our home. I'll keep them distracted. You need to escape.
Marvin, this doesn't need to happen.
All of my life, I've been a coward. Just let me have this, Fozo. Let me save you.
He then charged into all of the bats. Marvin, no! Knowing he couldn't distract them for long, I turned away and ran. It wasn't long until Marvin was gone. I'm sorry, buddy. I promise these guys won't get away with this. On days 62 to 65, I was able to make it back to base. Because of my loss, I made Marvin a nice memorial right outside of his home. You ended up being braver than any of us. You were a hero. Just then, I heard a loud howl. Wait, no. Howls? I turned, only to see a small group of werewolves there. Hey, what are you guys doing here?
We're glad to have found this place. We had no idea someone as brave as you was fighting for our kind.
All of us werewolves are truly grateful.
Of course. I'm glad you guys found this place too. Knowing they needed homes, I went out and got the necessary materials to make them all a small camp to live in. I hope you guys like it.
This will do just fine. This is a lot more protected than our previous outpost. We were pushed out of that place by mummies.
Whoa, mummies? Why so?
They claimed they had a moon fragment and thought us werewolves had more. They were extremely power hungry.
Sounds familiar. So, those mummies have the last moon fragment?
Yeah, they were wicked, strong, and dangerous.
Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna go out and get that moon fragment so I can restore the moon and save us werewolves. On days 66 to 69, I followed the werewolves' instructions until I came across a destroyed-looking hideout. This has to be it. I looked around, but sadly, there was no trace of mummies to be found. Great. I felt defeated until I spotted a trail of destruction leading outside of it. Maybe they went this way. I followed the trail until I met an opening in the plains. There, standing off in the distance, was 2 mummies.
I
king won't be happy if we come back empty-handed.
Yeah, thanks for pointing out the obvious.
Their king? Who is that? I followed the mummies close behind. Since it was nighttime, I was blending into my surroundings pretty well.
Werewolf! This one is big! Run!
Wait! Before I could do anything, though, they ran away fast. Oh, come on! I then noticed a piece of their cloth fell onto the ground. Huh, maybe with my nose, I can find exactly where they live. On days 70 to 74, I used my nose and was roaming throughout the plains until I reached a desert. Oh, duh. Mummies always live here. I kept venturing throughout the sand until I arrived at a large, ancient desert tomb. I went inside, and just then, the entrance behind me closed off. I guess there's only one way to go.
Only the dead shall enter.
The ground then began to shake. What now? The ground below me gave out, and I fell all the way down into a small room. I looked throughout the room and saw lots of bones. Ugh. I'm guessing they also got trapped here. I have to find a way out. I walked forward into a hallway and noticed a room that led straight up. There were various platforms high up on the wall. It looks like I have to climb my way out. But how? Oh, wait, my new leap. Okay, let's test this bad boy out. I stepped back and ran forward and left. I did it again and again and again. Perfect. With one last leap, I found my way back up to the top of the room. On days 75 to 79, I entered the tomb room. On top of the ancient tomb, is that? It is the last moon fragment.
You have faced the trials. Now you will face the consequences.
Consequences? Just then, a bunch of mummies were summoned inside. Oh no. The mummies all charged in and began to attack. In numbers, their hits were adding up, but I knew I couldn't just give up now. I used my werewolf slash and moon throw on every single one of them. Haha, that was too easy. Is that the best you can do? Rumbling then began to fill the room, causing the large tomb in front of me to burst open. Standing before me was now the large, ancient Mummy King. Uh-oh, I think I may have spoke too soon.
Who dares trespass my kingdom?
I have. You have taken something that belongs to us werewolves, the moon fragment. The Mummy King then charged at me, and with each hit, it dealt lots of damage. I tried my best to hit the undead king back, but to my surprise, it didn't do much at all. Ah, what gives? Our fight continued on. My attacks, though, were doing almost nothing to him. That is, when I jumped up and hit him directly in its exposed eye. From that one hit alone, I could tell the king was very hurt. So, that's his weak spot. Knowing this, I charged back in and made sure to do everything in my power to jump up and hit him again and again.
No!
I hit the king one last time and took it down for good. Ha! Take that! I then made my way over and picked up the final moon fragment. I let out my last howoo, which turned the moon back into a full moon. Because of this, I gained 10 hearts, and my curse was now completely gone. I did it! Just then, my vision started to become blurry until everything went white. On days 86 to 90, I looked around. Where am I? Just then, a werewolf landed right in front of me. Wait, Brother?
That's right, Fozo.
And don't forget about me.
Marvin! Oh my goodness! I'm so happy to see you guys!
I'm happy to see you. Oh my, have you grown?
Yeah, I'm glad to see how strong you turned out to be.
I'm really trying, guys. Vein-Stalker, he's pure evil and he needs to be stopped.
Well, if anyone can stop him, I know it's you. I'm so proud of you. I always knew it would be you that revived our species.
Go out there, Fozo. Make us proud.
Just then, my vision was brought back to me, and I was back inside of the tomb room. I promise, guys, I will. On days 91 to 94, I returned back home to base.
Fozo, you've done it! The moon! Look, it's full again!
I know, just the way it should be. I couldn't have done it without your help, you know.
Ah, of course. Don't mention it.
I looked out and saw all of my fellow werewolves there. They were all cured.
You did it, Fozo!
I feel great. You've done it. You have saved our species.
Not yet. If Vein-Stalker is still out there, we will always be in danger. It's time I take him down for good. All of my werewolves agreed, and in unison, we all howled at the moon. Ahoo! Yep, we are stronger, all right. It's time, everyone. Let's fight back and take down those vampires for good. On days 95 to 99, my fellow werewolves and I rushed through the forest. If we wanted to take these guys down, it had to be tonight. We reached the clearing, and in front of us was Vein-Stalker's house, guarded by a ton of his vampires. All right, men, charge! We started to run, and the vampires all transformed into their bat selves. We clashed in battle. The other werewolves fought much stronger now that they had been cured. The vampires fought and fought, but at the end of the day, they were not strong anymore.
Fozo, Vein-Stalker!
I turned, only to see Vein-Stalker floating at his entrance, watching.
You handle him. We got this.
Just be careful. While they continued the fight outside, I ran inside of Vein-Stalker's base to finally face him. On day 100, I was inside of Vein-Stalker's main throne room. Vein-Stalker, this is over!
Over? You stupid mutt! This will never be over! Us vampires will prevail!
No! We charged in and both started to fight. With my brute strength, I was able to deal lots of damage. But sadly, Vein-Stalker's magic hurt me a lot. Ah!
Such a shame it is. Your brother died for you. Just to what? Fail?
Vein-Stalker, though, then shot me with a powerful attack, and I felt so weak. No! Just as Vein-Stalker was about to deal his finishing blow, the blacksmith jumped in and shot him.
Whoa! Say hello to my gun! I made it to specifically kill you, vampire!
Blacksmith, you're here. Let's do this together. With the two of us, it was clear that Vein-Stalker didn't stand a chance.
No! No!
And just like that, Vein-Stalker was down, now giving us werewolves a chance to live in peace. On day 1, I spawned in as a baby cursed warden. Wait a minute, where the heck am I? I looked around and found myself in some kind of summoning circle. Just then, I noticed a scary hooded figure hovering outside of it.
I am Shoko, the leader of the cursed cultists, and I have created you to serve me.
You have what?
Once your curse is fulfilled, I will have an army that will grant me complete power over all of Minecraft.
I didn't like the sound of that. I needed to get out of here. I tried breaking free from my restraints, but it was no good. I was too weak since I only had 5 hearts. I then mustered up all my strength and broke free. Yes, time to get out of here. Shoko realized what I was trying to do and tried to charge at me, but I quickly dodged him and made my way towards the exit. I ran as fast as I could and left Shoko in the dust.
You can run, cursed warden, but you can't hide.
On day 2, I can feel this curse changing me. It felt so powerful, but I had to keep going. Since it was my first time above ground, I thought it would be best to use the resources that were around me. I broke down some trees and collected enough wood to craft myself a wooden pickaxe. I then collected some stone and upgraded to stone tools. Because I was cursed, I noticed my hunger depleted twice as fast. Aw man, I need to eat something. I spotted some sheep nearby and snuck up on them. Suddenly, a purple wave emitted from my body, and the sheep were all instantly killed. Whoa, I had a cursed warden shout? I then collected the mutton and wool and cooked it. After eating, my hunger was quickly restored. I decided to go to a small cave. You know, as a warden, this would be a perfect spot for a new home.
As I was about to enter, I saw an explosion go off in the distance. I wanted to go see what it was, but I should probably build a safe shelter first.
I mined my way inside to create rooms for myself. Then, I used the sheep wool to make a new bed. Wardens like dark places, so making this place my new home gave me a closer connection to them. On day 3, I made my way towards the explosion. I was in a swamp and saw a cloud of smoke in the air. It was a destroyed witch's hut. An individual was burning it down. The person had on the same colored clothes as Shoko. Could he be working with him? A cat then popped through the hut's window, yelling, "Help!" Out of instinct, I ran over towards the hooded man. Hey, leave him alone! I used my cursed warden shout on him, but it was no good. A warden shout is supposed to be strong.
Well, if it isn't the cursed warden, those weak attacks won't work on me.
What do you want from me?
My leader, Shoko, is searching for you. You must obey and come back to fulfill your destiny.
Ah! Stay away from me!
I used my curse shout again, but it still didn't do anything. The cultist then slowly walked towards me. The black cat then ran up and threw a potion of poison on him. He screamed and started to run away.
Thanks for your help back there. Well, sort of. The name's Midnight. I was living in this witch hut until the cultists showed up. Now I have no home.
I then heard the sounds of footsteps. I told Midnight that he should come with me before more of them showed up. We need to get out of here now. On day 4, Midnight and I finally made it back to base. So, tell me about yourself. Midnight was a black cat that used to be the pet of a witch. One day, the witch abandoned him, and he's lived in that hut ever since.
It was a nice and quiet life until that purple robe guy showed up.
I asked him why the cultist was there, but Midnight didn't know.
I heard that he and his people were looking for a cursed warden, which seems to be you.
I guess my hunch was right. He was connected to Shoko. Midnight asked me my name. Call me Fozo. He liked it, and I decided to use my leftover resources to build him a small home next to mine. The cat appreciated my hospitality and wanted to help me out in return for giving him a new home. Would you happen to know where I can learn more about this curse?
Well, if you want to know more about curses or spells, then you should go see Alvis, the wizard.
He told me that Alvis specialized in curses and gave me his location.
It's probably best to gear up a little, though. The journey there is not a safe one.
I thanked Midnight for his help and went off to go look for him.
On day 5,
I came across a cave and went inside to find better materials. The cave had a good amount of iron. Perfect. Using my stone pickaxe, I mined as much iron as I could and crafted myself a set of iron tools. This will be a lot more useful. I continued mining the iron until I heard a strange noise coming from behind. A spider jumped at me and I quickly dodged it. Hey, what gives? Wait, you're not a regular spider. Are you cursed just like me?
Must obey Shoko. Capture the warden.
More cursed spiders showed up, and I knew that I had to fight my way out. A spider jumped at me, and I used my iron sword to take it down. They kept trying to corner me. I continued swinging my sword and mowed down the spiders. One of them managed to get behind me and bit me. Ouch! I got angry and released my curse shout, killing the rest of them. Suddenly, I grew into a full-size warden and gained 5 more hearts. I also noticed that I had more control over my cursed abilities. Sweet! Time to go find that wizard. I went deep inside of a dark oak forest, but I couldn't find the wizard's tower anywhere. Where could it be? Ow! I ran into what seemed to be an invisible wall. Huh, this isn't ordinary. There was then a large flash, and suddenly a tower appeared in front of me. This must have been Alvis's tower. I went inside, and there was an old man there.
And who might you be, Warden?
Hi, I'm Fozo.
I was wondering if you know how to get rid of this curse. A hooded figure named Shoko gave me it. Albus looked fearful when I mentioned Shoko's name.
I feared he was involved. Shoko is a powerful warlock like no other, who intends on obtaining more power to control the world. If he builds up an army using your curse, he will be unstoppable.
Well, what does the army have to do with me?
I'm not sure, but I know one thing. You must get stronger, Warden. You have no idea how important your actions determine the future of our world. Here, take this.
He then gave me a map to find a magical library. There, I can find more answers to stopping Shoko. On day 7, I began my journey to finding the magical library. Albus told me that I could find the library at the top of a mountain. I made my way through until I eventually saw it at the top of the highest one. I climbed my way to the top just to be greeted by Shoko's cultists. What could they be doing here?
It's the cursed warden! Get him!
The cultists began to surround me, but with my new upgrades, I was prepared to fight them. A cultist came at me and tried to hit me with his sword, but I dodged and took him down with my iron sword. The other cultist charged at me, but then I used my cursed shout against him. This time, my powers were strong enough to defeat them. I then made my way inside of the magical library, and boy, was this huge. I didn't even know if I could find the book that Albus had mentioned.
Find the floating book, and you will find the answers you seek.
I went inside of a room and found a floating book placed at the center. I hope this is the right one. As I read on, I found out this curse was used to give its owner unlimited power like no other, using the subject. I'm guessing I'm the subject, and Shoko is the owner. I continued reading, and the book said in order to break the curse, I had to defeat the cursor. Great. How am I supposed to defeat Shoko? I read more of the book, and it mentioned 3 cursed items. The first one being the cursed orb. These items would grant the user more power than before. So that's how I beat Shoko, by beating him at his own game. Sweet. I left the magical library and made my way back to base. I continued making my way back when I suddenly felt extremely weak. What is going on? What is happening to me?
That would be me.
I looked up and saw that Shoko was floating over me.
It seems you've gotten stronger since the last time we've met. That's as far as you will go. That is not your purpose.
Then what is it?
Sorry, but I can't spoil the surprise. Many people look down upon magic and sorcery. I will use it to show them how much power one can gain from it. You are the key to my mission. Once your curse is activated, my cursed army will rise, and I will be unstoppable.
Wait, did you just say your cursed army? No! I broke free from Shoko's spell. I then released my cursed shout on him and tried to take him down, but it was no good. Shoko was completely unaffected by it. I charged at him with my iron sword, but the warlock blasted me away. Ouch. This guy's too strong for me. I already lost half of my hearts. Shoko then walked towards me, but I quickly ran off and made a break for my base. On days 9 to 10, I returned completely out of breath. Shoko said his army was going to be unstoppable. I wonder what he meant by that.
What's the matter, Fozo? You look terrified.
I told Midnight about my run-in with him, and he was glad to see that I came back in one piece. He suggested that in the meantime, I should upgrade the base and get my mind off of Shoko for a little while. You're right. I lured some chickens and cows into the base and built a nice farm around them. Then, I made my house bigger since I was now a full-sized warden. That night, I built a campfire, and me and Midnight looked out into the sky. Midnight told me that he was very grateful for all that I've done for him.
All my life, I felt like an outcast. But thanks to you, I don't anymore.
I completely understand. I mean, look at me. Who would want to be around a cursed warden?
I would, Fozo. I would.
Thank you, Midnight. Also, I think I found a way to stop Shoko using the 3 cursed items. First, I need to find the cursed orb.
The cursed orb? Oh, I know exactly where that thing is.
You do? Thanks! I really appreciate it. Midnight pointed me towards the right direction, and I ventured off to find the first cursed item. Midnight told me that the guardian of the cursed orb was located inside of a cursed temple. I walked inside of it and noticed a large figure standing there.
Who goes there?
I introduced myself to the cursed guardian, and he was surprised to see me.
I thought there were just rumors about the cursed warden, but it looks like the rumors were true. This world is doomed.
I told him that I didn't want the curse to come true, and I needed his help in making sure that it didn't.
First the cursed spiders, now this?
Wait, you know about the other cursed mobs too? He told me that he did, and no mob really knew what the curse was before it was too late for them. Well, I need to get the cursed orb to help me lift the curse. Can you help me with that?
Before you get the cursed orb, you must first go through a trial.
The guardian said that if I passed this trial, the orb was all mine. Sounds good to me. He told me the location, and I headed off to go complete the trial. On days 13 to 14, I arrived at the location of the cursed orb, and I found myself inside of a course. I could see the cursed orb at the end of the building and wasted no time in beginning the trial. Wow, the cave floor was way below me. I better not fall from here, or else I'm pretty sure I'll die. This was not going to be an easy trial. I had to jump carefully across each platform unless I wanted to fall to the bottom. An arrow flew right past me, and I saw a group of skeletons were waiting for me on the other side. Not cool, guys. I made my way across and began my assault on the skeletons. I dodged the archer shooting at me and took him down with my iron sword. Another archer tried to shoot at me, but I dodged him and pushed him over the edge. After defeating them, I finally made it to the end and was in front of the cursed orb. I picked it up, and it was pretty cool, but it looked kind of scary. Suddenly, I felt a surge of energy within me. I gained 5 more hearts. 1 cursed item down, 3 more to go. I was returning back to the cursed temple when I saw that the temple was on fire. What's going on? I ran inside and saw that the cursed guardian was being attacked by a mob of cursed spiders. Back off! I struck down the attacking spider with my iron sword and stood behind the guardian. What's going on?
Shoko has sent his spiders to get you. I'm doing all I can, but I need your help.
I took on more of the spiders with my sword, but more of them just kept on coming.
Must obey Shoko. Capture the warden.
Wait, that's exactly what the last set of spiders said. We were surrounded, and the guardian believed that all hope was lost.
The cursed orb. Use it.
I listened to the guardian and used the orb. It then sent out a rain of shards, killing all of the spiders. Whoa, this cursed item really is powerful. The guardian thanked me for saving the temple, and I made my way out. Alvis might know more about these items. I should head back and see what he can tell me. On days 17 to 18, I returned to Alvis's tower and spoke with the wizard about the cursed 3 items. I told him that I already found one. I just needed to find the other 2. The wizard was pleased to hear this. I then handed him the book and asked if he knew where the others were.
Give me some time, and I shall be able to at least find the second cursed item for you.
I told Alvis about the cursed spiders.
Seems like they must be hypnotized. Maybe if your curse gets activated, you would be too.
That is a scary thought.
While I'm researching, why don't you go out and collect more materials to shield yourself from harm?
That sounds like a good idea. I left Alvis's tower and wandered out into the world. I journeyed out through the world. Eventually, I came across a cave and went inside to explore. I looked around and spotted some iron. Using my iron pickaxe, I mined a good amount of the material until I had enough to craft myself some armor. I equipped myself with an iron chestplate and a pair of iron boots too. There, that should keep me safe for a little while. I was about to leave the cave when I heard the sounds of groans in the distance. I turned and saw a group of strange-looking zombies running towards me.
Must obey Shoko. Capture warden.
Oh, great. Not you guys too. The zombies began their attack, and one of them managed to hit me. Luckily, my new armor protected me from the blow. I then used my iron sword to take down the zombie, but more came to attack.
Capture warden.
I quickly dodged them and started to realize that the zombies were also under some kind of mind control. I used my curse shout to kill off the rest of them and left the cave. While making my way through the world, a scary thought crossed my mind. Was Shoko going to be able to control my mind too? On days 21 and 23, I was heading back to base when I heard the sounds of screams going off in the distance. That didn't sound good. The screams eventually led me to a village that was being attacked by Shoko's cultists.
Please! I don't want to be a cursed freak!
Well, that's too bad.
Hey, leave them alone! The cultists then turned their attention to me and were ready for a fight. I was ready too, and I charged in to slice one with my iron sword. The cultist easily went down, and the others knew not to take me lightly. I tried to take on another one, but he blocked my attack with his shield. Another one then came from behind, and he hit me with his sword. Hey, not fair! I started to get angry and unleashed my cursed shout upon them, instantly killing them. Man, this thing keeps getting stronger by the day. I went over to see if the villagers were okay, but they seemed to be afraid of me.
Stay away from us! You're one of those cursed freaks! Get out of our village!
The villagers all started to boo and yell at me to leave, and I reluctantly did so. Was I just a monster to these people? All I was trying to do was help. I returned to base and saw Midnight sulking around it. Hey, what's the matter with you?
I'm hungry.
Oh, well, I'll go and cook us some chicken. But Midnight didn't want any chicken, nor cow meat.
Fuzo, as a cat, it's almost a known rule. We gotta eat fish.
Oh, that's right. I'll go and get you some fish then. I went off to a nearby lake. There, I got some fish for Midnight. Once I returned, the cat was happy to eat it. Sheesh, I didn't expect to be this cat's caretaker. After he finished eating, Midnight can tell that something was bothering me. I told Midnight about my run-in with some villagers. Even though I saved their lives, the people thought I was nothing but a monster.
Don't worry about it too much, Fozo. The world will come around eventually.
I thanked them for the words of encouragement and decided to go in my house and rest for the night. On days 27 and 29, I ventured out into the world, trying to find any clue for the second cursed item. I continued looking until a zombie suddenly tried to attack me. I dodged the attack and saw that it was a cursed zombie being led by one of Shoko's cultists.
Capture Warden.
You don't have to do this. I don't want to fight.
Too bad, Warden. It can't hear you. They only listen to us and Shoko.
The zombies came at me, and I started to take them down one by one with my sword. The cultists then prowled around me while I got overwhelmed by them. Enough! I used my cursed shout to take down the zombies, but I was tired from using all of my energy. The cultists then took this opportunity to hit me from behind. Ow! It knocked me to the ground. Oh no, I'm gonna pass out.
Time to bring you to Shoko.
Ow, my head. Where am I?
Right where you need to be.
Shoko was right in front of me, and I realized that I was inside of a cage. What is this place? The warlock told me that I was home. Then I looked around and saw a prison that was full of wardens.
You see, Fozo, I tried to curse other mobs in order to fully control them, but they were just too weak. First spiders, then zombies. None of them did the job right, so I decided that the perfect mob to control was the strongest of them all, the Wardens.
So this was your plan all along? By using me, it will grant you all power over my entire species? I'm not gonna let you have your way. I used my cursed shout to break out of the cage and knock Shoko out of the way. I knew that I couldn't beat him right now, so I ran as fast as I could. I had a feeling he was not far behind me. The building then started to shake, and I knew that he wasn't happy. Oh no, I gotta get out of here, now. On days 33 to 35, I made it back to base, and Midnight was standing outside waiting for me.
I heard you got captured by Shoko. Did he activate your curse?
No, I managed to escape him, and I found out what my curse really was. I also noticed that Alvis was at my base too. Hey, what are you doing here?
Shoko was able to find my tower and sent his cultists to destroy it. Now, I have no hope.
Don't worry, you're more than welcome to stay with us. I quickly collected more materials and got to work. I built Alvis a small house next to mine and made sure to make his new home look similar to his old one. Alvis went inside and thanked me for his new place.
Before my home was destroyed, I did manage to find the next location of the second cursed item.
He told me that he discovered what the second cursed item was. It was the cursed armor. He said that it was located in the ruins of unsolved mysteries.
You're going to need to find a portal to get there.
A portal? Okay. Alvis told me that it would require diamonds to gain access. The ruins of unsolved mysteries, huh? Count me in.
Be careful, Fozo. We don't want you getting into trouble again.
Don't worry, Midnight. I'll be careful this time around. I promise. I left the base and went off to go search for some diamonds. I began my search and ventured across the world to find any caves that could have some. Eventually, I managed to find one and went inside. I couldn't see any diamonds at first, but as I went deeper in, I was able to find a few. Using my iron pickaxe, I mined them and had enough to craft myself a set of diamond tools. I made sure to save enough diamonds just in case I needed them to unlock the portal. Alvis told me that these portals were different from the regular Minecraft portals.
These portals have been here since the dawn of time. No one dared enter them for fear of the curses that lay waiting inside.
I was a little concerned about what could be waiting inside, but I knew that I needed to go there. It was the only chance for me to get rid of this curse. Eventually, I was able to find one, and it looked ancient and eerie looking. Oddly enough, I felt drawn to it though, like it was speaking to me. I pulled out the diamond, and the portal immediately activated. Whoa! Time to see what's inside. On days 39 to 41, I went through the portal, and it led me to a strange dimension. I looked around, and it seemed to be a prison. As I went further inside, I saw that it was infested with cursed mobs. Yep, this was definitely the ruins of Unsolved Mysteries. I had no choice but to fight my way through. I had to find the second cursed item. I charged in and started my assault. I used my diamond sword to take on a mob of the cursed mobs. Some other ones tried to hit me with their cursed attacks, but I dodged them. I kept going room after room, fighting off mob after mob. But when I cleared the rooms, I couldn't find the cursed armor anywhere. Where could it be? Eventually, I found myself in front of another portal that led to another area of ruins. I went through, and whoa, where was I? I saw a platform lifting itself up right in front of me. Time to go figure out where this leads. It took me down to another room, and as I slowly walked into it, I saw there was a giant monstrous eyeball staring right down at me.
Are you looking for the cursed armor?
Yes, I am actually.
Then you must beat me in battle to obtain it!
Fine by me. The fireball lunged at me and sent me across the room. I then used my diamond sword and continued slicing away at the eyeball's health bar. The eyeball was angry and knocked me back again. I mustered up all of the strength I had left and used my curse shout to defeat it. That was a close one. With it gone, it left behind the cursed armor. I equipped it and felt much stronger than before. And what's this? With it equipped, it looked like I had a new ability too. This could come in handy. I also received 5 more hearts. Finally, time to return to Alvis. I went through the portal and returned to the overworld with my new items in hand. It wasn't easy, but it was worth getting the cursed armor. I was that much closer to defeating Shoko.
Look, it's the cursed warden!
A group of cultists then surrounded me outside of the portal. Good. This was the perfect opportunity to test my new upgrades. A cultist came running at me and struck me with a sword, but I didn't receive any damage. I countered the cultist's attack and defeated him with my diamond sword. I then tested out the new ability that the armor granted me, and it shot out a tentacle at the cultist. Whoa. All that's left is you now. You still want to fight? The cultist was too scared and ran away. That's what I thought. I left the area and made my way back to base.
Where is the cursed warden?
The warden has become too strong for us. I think he's collecting the cursed items.
Then it looks like I'll need stronger henchmen. Find the cursed warden and bring him back to me!
Yes, Master Shoko.
On days 45 to 47, I was on my way back to base when suddenly a large monster flew into me and knocked me down. I got up and the monster was floating above me.
Warden, you're coming with me.
The monster called himself Feaster, and he told me that Shoko has sent him to come and get me. Sorry, but I'm not going back to Shoko.
Good. I wanted you to decline.
The monster hit me with a blast of energy and sent me down to the ground. I used my tentacle weapon to fling myself into it, but it barely did any damage. Feaster then hit me with another blast, and I lost half of my hearts. I couldn't beat that thing right now. The monster flew in at me, but I pulled out the cursed orb and stunned him. I used the opportunity to use my tentacle weapon and fling myself away from him.
Run all you want, Warden. I will find you.
I used my tentacle weapon again and pulled myself back into the base.
Whoa, what was that?
I told Midnight that it was a perk with my new armor that I got.
This is great. You're really making progress on the cursed items.
He's right, Fozo. Pretty soon, Shoko will be no match for you.
It looks like those two were getting along, and I was happy to see that.
Yeah, those cultists should be afraid of you.
I hope so, because this latest minion was a lot more challenging than the last ones. I gathered more materials and started building a large wall around the base. Once I was finished, I was a little relieved about building it. Hopefully, this would protect us from any danger. Alvison came over and told me that he was able to find the third cursed item, but warned me that this would be the hardest one to obtain. It may seem impossible, but I had to try. Alvis believed in me and gave me the location of the item. On days 51 and 53, I went off to the location. Alvis told me that the item was a cursed sword that would make me 10 times stronger. I found myself in front of a temple and prepared myself for what's to come. I went inside and it was surprisingly quiet. I walked further inside and the place seemed to be abandoned. There was a beacon of light shining in the middle of the area and I walked towards it. The cursed sword was there, and as I got closer, I heard echoes and creepy whispers. Suddenly, there was a large flash of light and I was completely blinded. Ah! My vision began to clear, and instead of being in the temple, I found myself in the middle of a destroyed village. Where am I? Suddenly, I could hear the sound of screams, and I turned to see an army of cursed wardens destroying the village.
Yes! Destroy them! Destroy them all!
What is going on? This is what will happen if Shoko succeeds. I ran in and confronted the wardens. Stop! You don't need to do this! The wardens then turned their attentions towards me and began to charge, overwhelming me. No! I found myself back in the temple with the cursed sword right in front of me. I then walked over and picked it up. I can feel that my strength had greatly increased and I gained 5 more hearts. I left the temple vowing that I would use these cursed items to stop Shoko. As I continued heading back to base, I saw a village that was being attacked by Shoko's cursed mobs. Some were attacking the villagers. I need to go save them. I ran in and used my new cursed sword to slice down the zombies and easily kill them.
Must obey Shoko. Capture Warden.
The zombies started coming towards me, and I knew that it was time to see what this cursed sword could really do. I pointed the swords at the zombies, and it suddenly started firing other swords at them. This sword was awesome. I continued using the cursed sword on the zombies until eventually none of them were left. The villagers were shocked that I was protecting them since I was a cursed creature too. I noticed that some of their houses were destroyed, so I worked with some of them to rebuild them. The villagers are safe and their homes were restored, so I decided it was time to leave and avoid any trouble. One of the villagers stopped me, and I was prepared for him to call me a monster.
Thank you for saving our village. You're not a monster. You're a hero.
The villagers all began to cheer and praise me. Man, that felt great. I then continued my journey back to base. On days 57 to 59, I returned to base, and Midnight was there waiting for me. He asked me about the cursed sword, and I told him that I was able to retrieve it and use it to gain the villagers' trust.
Good. I'm glad to hear that the villagers don't see you as an outcast.
You're right, Midnight. I was glad that people were starting to see that it doesn't matter who you are on the outside, but on the inside. Midnight agreed with me, and we both believed that the world was starting to come around.
So, you finally have all 3 of the cursed items.
That's right, Alvis. I finally have all 3 of the cursed items. You know what that means?
I do. Please be careful, Foso. Even though you have the items, Shoko is still a powerful warlock.
It doesn't matter. I'm much stronger than I was before, and I'm ready to go face Shoko.
Are you sure about this, Fozo? Shoko is really powerful.
I am sure. If I don't stop him, then you guys don't want to know what will happen. My 2 friends wished me luck, and I headed off to go and beat Shoko. I finally arrived at Shoko's base, ready to face off against the warlock and stop him from unleashing my curse. I stood in front of his doors and used my curse shout to blast them open. Shoko, come out and face me.
So you finally returned, Cursed Warden. Are you ready to give yourself up?
I can tell that he was intimidated by my presence. He must know that I've collected the cursed items. I'm not giving up anything. You're going down. I used my curse shout and pushed the warlock away. I didn't give him time to recover and used my tentacle weapon to fling myself towards him and hit him again. I won't let you have your way. I was actually putting up a fight against him. I can do this. Suddenly, Shoko lifted me into the air. Wait, what's happening?
Did you actually think that could beat me?
He then blasted me with a bolt of lightning, and I didn't have many hearts left.
Even with your cursed items, you're still too weak to beat me.
He was right. I still can't beat him. I couldn't let him activate my curse. I got back up and sent Shoko away with a cursed shout. Then I quickly ran out of his base, confused. On days 63 to 65, I returned to base, feeling defeated. I still can't believe that I can't beat Shoko. How? I needed answers. Alvis must know why. I went over to his house, but he was nowhere to be found. Midnight, do you know where Alvis is?
He told me that he went to go clear his mind.
Midnight asked if I was all right, and I told him how could I be? I collected the cursed items and I still couldn't beat Shoko.
Don't beat yourself up too much. Maybe there's still something that you're missing.
Yeah, maybe. I continued looking for the wizard until I eventually found him looking out into the night sky. He asked me if I was able to defeat Shoko, and I told him that I was nowhere close to defeating him, even with all the cursed items.
I feared as much. There's actually a fourth cursed item.
Why didn't you tell me this before? Alvis said that he didn't want to bring it up because the cursed item was too dangerous.
Those who are deemed unworthy of the heart become brainwashed and turn completely hostile.
So the fourth item is a cursed heart? But this could be my only shot at defeating Shoko. I have to try. Alvis reluctantly understood and gave me the cursed heart's location. Alvis told me that the heart was located inside of a city. I went inside of an entrance and it was in front of a large one filled with dark colored blocks. This city looks very familiar. Wait a minute. I was inside of an ancient city, the home of the wardens. Why would the heart be here? As I walked through, I wondered where all of my species were. I swear, once I defeat Shoko, I'll be sure to free them and return them back to where they belong. I continued venturing through the city until I came across a chest. I decided to loot it and I found a set of wooden tools. Sweet. I eventually made it to the center of the city and was in front of a large temple towering over me. Something was strange about the portal. It looked like the same color as my cursed items. Why is that? I walked up to it and it suddenly ignited. The entire portal was activated. I was startled at first, but I knew that I needed to get that cursed heart. I walked through the portal and prepared myself for what's to come. On days 69 to 71, I was inside of the ancient portal and found myself in a dimension completely covered in my cursed color. I looked around and saw the cursed heart at the center of everything. I walked over to it when a strange figure appeared in front of it.
Where do you think you're going?
It was a cursed warden, but not just any cursed warden. It was me. I calmed down and told the clone to step aside. I'm taking that heart.
You're gonna have to go through me to get it.
The clone used a cursed shout and sent me away from him. I guess I'm gonna have to fight myself. I used my tentacle weapon to pull myself towards the clone, but he was ready and moved far away from me. Why are you fighting me?
I am a version of you who is in complete control of Shoko. Must obey his orders.
The clone then used his tentacle weapon on me and pushed me back.
You can't beat me. I am you. I know your every move.
We'll see about that. I pulled out my cursed orb and used it to stun the clone. Then I pulled out my cursed sword and shot him with a lot of other swords, finally defeating him. I guess I had to prove that I was stronger. I walked over and collected the cursed heart. I felt a lot of power that was stored within it. Time to get this back to Alvis. Fast. I made it back to base and went over to visit Alvis's house. The wizard was glad to see that I was safe.
Good. You were able to retrieve it.
That's right. I pulled out the cursed heart and Midnight was disgusted by it.
Ew! What is that?
Alvis told Midnight that the cursed heart was going to make me much stronger. He didn't like the idea at first.
I don't know about all of this. You sure this won't change, Fozo?
Alvis wasn't, but I told him that we have to go through with this. It's the only way I could beat Shoko. I gave Alvis the heart. What's the next step?
Now, we must build a giant cauldron and place the heart and yourself inside it.
He said that once I put myself and the cursed heart inside of the cauldron, I would be able to upgrade myself into my new cursed form.
This heart will grant you enormous power, but first, we need the materials to build it.
I agreed with Alvis and left the base in search of the materials. On days 75 to 77, I journeyed throughout the world looking for resources that can help me build the cauldron. I managed to find myself in a cave not far from the base. It was full of iron, the perfect material to make the cauldron. I used my warden pickaxe and mined as much of the iron as I could find. There, that should be enough to make it. I then walked out of the cave and then immediately jumped away from an incoming energy blast and saw Feaster was here.
I told you I would find you, cursed warden. It's time to go see Shoko.
I don't think so. I used my cursed shout on Feaster and brought him down to the ground. I then used my cursed sword to blast the monster away. Feaster swooped in and used his energy blast to knock me away. I knew this was gonna be tough, but I had to beat him. I got up and used my tentacle weapon to bring myself to Feaster. The monster was greatly weakened, and I used that opportunity to hit him with my cursed shout, finally defeating him. Now that he was taken care of, I left the cave entrance and headed back to base. I arrived and told Alvis and Midnight that I finally took down Feaster.
Good riddance to that monster. Now you're that much closer to beating Shoko.
Thanks, buddy. I hope so too.
You are, Fozo. All we need to do now is prepare the cauldron.
Agreed. The two of us entered his house, and we both got to work on the cauldron. We used all of the iron that I collected, and was able to make a nice, huge cauldron under Alvis's house. The cauldron was big enough to fit at least a few wardens in there. Now what do we do?
You need to go and rest up. You're going to need all your strength and energy for this.
Why can't we do this now? Who knows what Shoko's up to?
You heard Alvis. If you want to survive this spell, you'll need all of your strength. Now go to bed.
I didn't want to at first, but I knew that my friends were right. I reluctantly left Alvis's house and went into my own. Then I went to bed and rested for the night. On days 81 to 85, I immediately woke up to the sound of explosions. What is going on? I ran out of my house to see that Shoko was there and he was destroying my base.
Come out, Warden. I know you're here.
I won't let you take him.
Alvis shot a spell at Shoko, but it didn't affect him at all.
Ha! Your magic is weak compared to mine, Alvis.
Shoko then lifted Alvis into the sky and flung him right through his house. I ran towards him and used my tentacle weapon to knock him away. The warlock was completely unfazed and blasted me with a spell. Shoko continued destroying the base, and I was surrounded by nothing but fire. My home!
Leave my friend alone!
Midnight jumped at Shoko, but he blasted the cat with a spell that severely wounded him. No! He hit me with a spell that made me feel really weak. Oh, my strength is gone. The warlock then lifted me into the air, and we floated away from my base. All I could do was watch as my home burned down to the ground. We returned to his base, and I was strapped onto a table that had a ritual circle around it. Shoko stood over me.
All that effort you've made, all that work that you put into making yourself stronger was all for nothing.
I tried to break myself from the restraints, but I was still dealing with the after effects of his spell.
Now, it is time to begin the ritual.
The warlock began to start his chanting, and my body began to glow. Ah! Please stop! Shoko continued chanting and released a large amount of energy that covered the entire room. Suddenly, the base began to shake, and the wardens were completely under Shoko's control. No! My curse was fully activated. I forced myself off of the table, and I knew that I couldn't fight Shoko and his warden army. I made a break for the exit, but Shoko's cultists stood in my way. I used my shout to easily destroy them and leave the base.
Let him go. He's not even worth my time anymore. Now, it's time to begin my conquest.
On days 91 and 94, I made it back to base, and it was completely in ruins. I called out to Midnight and Alvis, wondering if they were still here. Guys, where are you?
Over here.
I went to Alvis's house to find the wizard standing next to a table where Midnight was resting. I'm so sorry, guys. Shoko, he succeeded. He activated my curse. Now all the wardens are under his control. The world is doomed.
It's not too late, Fozo.
Midnight! I ran over to my friend, and Alvis told me that he wasn't gonna make it.
It's too late for me, but not for you.
What? You gotta pull through.
You can save the world, Fozo. I know you can do it.
No! How am I supposed to defeat him? He has an army of wardens now. Alvis told me that there was still a way and pointed to the giant cauldron.
It's the only way to beat Shoko. It's what Midnight would have wanted.
Alvis, he was right. To honor my friend, I needed to beat Shoko and end this madness. I jumped inside, and Alvis tossed in the cursed heart. The wizard began his spell, and a purple light illuminated the house. Suddenly, there was a large flash, and I hopped out of the cauldron, feeling better, faster, and stronger. I even had more health.
The spell is finished, and you are ready to beat Shoko.
Thank you, Alvis, for everything. I made it out of the base and could see a large smoke cloud in the distance. Get ready, Shoko. Your days are numbered. I followed the smoke cloud. The wardens needed to be stopped, and I was the only one who could do it. I saw that they were destroying the entire world. A warden was about to kill a villager, but I ran in and saved him from the attack. Get somewhere safe, now. I used my cursed sword to take down the attacking warden, and the next one tried to use a shout, but I stunned him with my cursed orb. Then, I used my tentacle weapon to lunge myself into him and took him out. I finally reached the castle and saw Shoko commanding the wardens to destroy everything. Stop this!
Not a chance, Bozo. Wardens, get rid of this weakling.
The wardens all came rushing at me, but I used my curse shout to mow down the group. More of them started showing up, and I felt like I was going nowhere. Suddenly, all of the wardens stopped moving, and I turned around to see that Alvis had arrived.
I'll hold them off. Go get Shoko.
Thank you. Be careful. I left my friend and went off to face Shoko. On day 100, I finally reached Shoko at the end of the kingdom. It's the end of the line. You have nowhere to run.
Run, you fool! I led you here to end you once and for all.
The only thing that's gonna end is your madness. We began our fight, and Shoko then lifted me up in the air. Before he could attack, I used my curse sword to rain a bunch of swords down on him. I then used my tentacle to fling towards him and knocked him away. That didn't make him happy because he countered with a large energy blast.
You foolish warden! You'll never be able to beat me!
We'll see about that. I charged at Shoko, and he blasted me again, but I fought through the pain and sliced him with my sword. I'm going to make you pay for what you've done to my friends. I pulled out the cursed orb and greatly damaged the warlock. He was stunned and couldn't believe what was happening to him.
No, this can't be!
This is for midnight. I used all of my energy and hit Shoko with a cursed shout, ending him and his control over the wardens.